Yes, people, and welcome back to Spurs Kings TV with your boy Ashmatic. With your boy Ashmatic. And well, start again. Boom. Big up, people. Yes, it's your boy Ashmatic. Welcome to Spurs Kings TV. Here with the technicals as always. But yeah, we move, man. I'm gonna bring on my guest straight away. We've got none other than Mr. FaZe, bro. How you doing, my broski? Good?
I'm good, my guy. You good?
Yeah, man, I'm blessed. So I'm gonna bring on another guest straight away, and it goes none other than Deji Spurs.
Yeah, man, I'm good, my bro. Back here, I can see FaZe is doing the lean back. Do you know what I'm saying? But hopefully, he won't be leaning back after this weekend.
I hear it. We've also got Stefan. How you doing? Long time no see, bro.
What's up, guys? What's up? Yeah, long time. Looking forward to the stream. Thanks for the invite.
No worries, man. And also we have Yara, man. How
Yeah,
you
man.
good?
Good. Yeah, good to be on again. Obviously, no face, no case. Yeah,
I hear
man. So for you guys, it could be a haymaker of a week because man's got some stuff to get off my chest, innit?
I hear it. I hear it. Team Tactics TV, big yourself up. How you doing, my bro?
Big up to you, gentlemen. Hope all is well. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you sound good, bro. You sound Chris. You sound
Always a blessing, always a privilege to be here. Thanks for the invite. Good to see the panel. It's going to be cracking today. And big up to the chat as well.
as always, as always. Man, I'm gonna start it straight off and we're gonna just warm up. We're gonna warm into the stream. We're gonna talk about Thomas Tuchel. New German up in the building, and obviously he's taken over the reins of they call him Carlsberg. I call him Carlsley, man. I try to respect his name. You know what I'm saying? Certain people wanted him, some people didn't want him. Some people think he needed a chance. I don't know, innit? Like, he got one game wrong. I thought it was an experiment personally. I don't know. I could be wrong. I
That's
thought it
what I thought.
was, and they were like, listen, we don't want none of that type of ball. And they sacked him, innit? I don't know, man. What's everyone's thoughts on the new appointment of Thomas Tuchel? Anyone could jump in. Anyone could jump in. I'll start with Deji, bro. Talk to me, bro.
Yeah. I have to admit, I think it's dustier than Tutankhamun. It's a very ambitious appointment. You got to understand that Britain is what fifth or sixth largest economy in the world, and for me, there are only two managers that can sort out this England team: Pep or Klopp. It's that simple. And for me, go out there, offer them 50 mil a year, offer them 100 mil a year. If we're really serious about winning, if we're saying that we've got talent, generational talent, young talent, then they need to be nurtured in the right way. And we've seen the job that Klopp has done with young players coming through and what the great job he done at Liverpool. And obviously, Pep needs no introduction. But to get a Thomas Tuchel, this brother that was lucky to win the Champions League, this brother
Lucky.
that took, and I can't, you know what I'm saying. You can see that I'm being genuine because even though I was happy that the business was done, on the flip side, it was one of the dustiest pieces of business I've ever seen. This brother bought Eric Dyer from Spurs. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't see Colchester United buying Eric Dyer, but he bloody bought Eric Dyer and took him to Bayern Munich. Look, I think we're getting more of the same with Tuchel. He will flatter to deceive. And you got to think that Southgate now, in hindsight, was whose shoes to fill. Two finals and a semi-final is not anything to be sniffed at. People keep talking about under a proper manager, we would have won a trophy. Maybe, or maybe not. Maybe the best that could have been done was what Southgate has done. What I can tell you is I can't see Tuchel doing better than Southgate. And for that reason, I think it's an idiot signing. Chelsea fans want to shake their bum and lie. It's a lie from the gates. I'm disappointed. We know that club football doesn't always translate to the national team. Tuchel to be given that job, I feel like we've had Sven, we've had Capello or whatever. You know what I mean? We've had some top draw managers, and then Tuchel. What pedigree does he have to lead this country? I'd rather we just went and got the Argentinian manager, fly straight into Buenos Aires, put him in the black bag, bring him to London, and say, "Hey, we're doubling your pay." Do you get what I'm saying? Come and take our country and try and do it the same way you've done something pragmatic with the Argentinian team. So for me, it's a waste of time. It's an underwhelming signing, and thanks for wasting our time.
I, I'm
Can I
intrigued.
can I can I
Yeah,
add something to
yeah.
that?
Go on.
Um, I think Deji is he's put that together very well. Clearly, this is a dossier full of information that we needed to take on board. But I would like to say something about Gareth. Um, no swag, Southgate. Listen, he's one of those typical guys that you know you've been in a job 15 years, and then somebody comes up to you and says, "Man, you've been in a job for a long time. You must be a specialist." And you know he turns around and says, "Nah, mate, I'm not good at anything. I'm just good at sucking ass." Because he is absolutely shit. I'm never going to look at anything Southgate has done achievement wise with England and attribute it to him, because I look at the teams they faced to get deep into competitions. And every time I've watched them in any competition, I'm like, when they come up against somebody who's serious about playing football, they're going to get found out. And without fail, every single time, even if it's a semi final, quarter final, losing to Iceland, and Harry Kane asking the referees their extra time after 90 minutes, stupid boy. But then again, he did swear on his daughter's life that he touched that ball. That's another discussion for another day. Every time England have been challenged, they've been found out. So I've
Okay.
never been impressed with anything Southgate's done. Thomas Tuchel, though, you're right. The fact that this man decided to go and shop in the dungeons of Spurs and pick out Eric Diabolical, a man who's yet to find out the culprit that slapped his brother in the stadium. Well, I'm here to tell you as an exclusive, ladies and gentlemen, it was me. And you can find me wherever you want to find me, but I'll slap you too. The fact that Tuchel did that, yeah, we're about to see something nasty happen to England, and I'm not gonna lie to you, they kind of deserve it. So let's see how it develops in it. If he wins something, well, such is life. But yeah, he's done some real egregious stuff in the last few years, and I'm just looking forward for this roller coaster to just absolutely hit the can.
Go on, Steph. I know you were.
I look as a neutral. I've got no kind of skin in this game. I just don't get it with you guys with the Brits, man. All you guys do is moan and are negative. After the Euros, everybody was saying Southgate is shit. He's tactically naive. He gets outsmarted by every good coach or every good team. Now you get Thomas Tuchel, who is dusty. The guy is an elite cup manager. In every single cup competition, he has taken whatever team. He's won the German Cup. He's won the Champions League with Chelsea. He beat, on the way to winning the Champions League, he beat Man City, Atletico Madrid, and I forgot the other. Oh, Real Madrid. I forgot about them also. Yeah, but he definitely got lucky winning that Champions League. I'm just shocked. Like, you finally hired a coach who, in my opinion, is tactically great. Is also, for me, my biggest criticism of Southgate during the Euros, especially, was Southgate had no balls, which was, you could see Kane was injured, you could see he wasn't fit, but Southgate didn't have the balls to say, listen, you're not fit. I'm gonna play Watkins. I'm gonna make the necessary decision for the team, even though it might create a frenzy, stuff like. He didn't do that. Tuchel is the opposite of that. Tuchel will confront people. I guarantee that Tuchel will have a spat with one of the main players in England, and that's what England needs. England needs this type of coach. And this stuff now that Tuchel isn't an attractive hire. Well, he's better than Southgate, isn't he? And for people to say, Tuchel doesn't have international pedigree, but then use Pep and Klopp as examples. What international pedigree do they have? So for me, I think England fans should be excited. You have a great coach, a coach that is an elite coach still, in my opinion. And the final thing I'm gonna say is I will not read anymore pieces in the Guardian and in all these British newspapers after England screw up against France or Spain, blaming Southgate instead of some of the golden boys in the England squad that never perform in the big stages, like Harry Kane or like some of the other players. Because now you have a top coach.
Some of the
There's no
Arsenal players
excuse.
like Declan Rice and Saka, maybe they need to step up.
Yeah, or them. But you know what? Declan Rice and Saka are not the captain of the team and the talisman, who never shows up in any game, whether it's for club or country. And even now, Deji, the Germans are also noticing this for him playing for Bayern Munich. So they have no excuse anymore. They have a top coach. Let's see what happens. Will the football be great? No, it won't be, because Tuchel is a pragmatic coach. But will there be excuses about him being tactically naive? No. So let's see.
Anyone agree with what Stefan said? Just,
Yeah, I really hate the once in a lifetime times when I agree with Stefan. It really makes me question myself and where my life is going. But I do agree with Stefan. I don't. First and foremost, good evening, everybody. I don't understand what this complaining is about. Anyone who's complaining needs to shut up, basically, because Tuchel is the best. Yeah, Tuchel is too good for England. Let's start there. First and foremost, Tuchel is too good for England. When you look at the other English managers that have graced our national team or the English national team, they've all had accomplishments a decade before they took the opportunity. The English management role was always something you did towards the end of your career. So Roy Hodgson, his claim to fame was he took Fulham to the Europa League final like a decade before he became England manager. Capello had success many years. Sven-Goran Eriksson, etc., etc., etc. Finally, we have someone who is current, um, who could walk into most of your teams, the club teams that you support, and I'm especially looking at Tottenham, who seems to think that that this guy is some type of manager. I don't understand, Mr. Postecoglou. Tuchel could walk into a team. He can walk into Man United, no problem whatsoever.
You do what though?
Hold on a minute. And Arteta's not won anything after 5 years and £700 million spent. So Tuchel can walk into most teams. He can walk into Liverpool with Klopp being left. So I don't know where this arrogance comes from. That's the first thing. And the second thing, can we stop this disrespect of Gareth Southgate, please? I'm not a Gareth Southgate fan, but he got England to two finals. You're saying that he didn't play anybody, blah, 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 blah. There's many teams who got knocked out, who didn't make the final, who didn't play anybody, and didn't do what he delivered. I can't think of too many international managers that got to two finals in a row. Didn't get over the line, but we're not going to pretend like he's the most dustiest manager that ever lived. So that's my 2 pence. Tuchel's too good for this English team, and people need to stop complaining.
Hold on, just to highlight, because I think there's a contradiction there. I agreed with near enough everything you said, even the sideward stuff at Arsenal. But the same stuff you're condemning Arteta for getting basically to the last bit of the season and not going over the line.
I never said that. That's your
hold
comment.
on. But the 700 million and all that stuff, you know what you did. You didn't say exactly, but in other words. But all of that stuff that you're holding down Arteta for, you can't uphold Southgate for it. And you can't just say you don't agree with man's point if it's facts. All the teams he played to get to the final, he should have beaten. When he came up against teams he should have beaten, he lost. It's a factual statement. It's numbers. Hold on. Let's have some parliamentary procedure. So hold on. All the teams in the top 10 of the world, he done shit against all of them. So to take that and say that's irrelevant is nonsensical, because if he would have beat those teams, which he should have or could have or done better against, he would have won something.
Here's the bar. Would you have him at your club, Goats?
Gareth Southgate, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But what we're not going to do is pretend like he was just some scrub, basically, that didn't achieve anything. He didn't win anything, so I get that point. He got to two finals. You just said parliamentary procedure, and man's breaking his own rules. He got to two finals, and that means something. Like it's as simple as that, and it's not a fact that he lost to teams that he should have lost to. I don't agree with that at all, because I've seen every single international team lose to teams. International football is unpredictable, so I don't perceive that on paper. Football's played on paper, basically.
There's rankings. There's literally rankings that rank teams, and in any team near about you or above you, if you lose to them, it's kind of proven teams near your level or greater than you lose to.
But Chinks, before
Southgate, you don't agree with it, it don't mean it's not fact.
But it's not fact, though. That's the point.
It's literally stats.
It's not a fact. But it's not a fact. That means
you're disagreeing with it.
What?
But the fact is, teams above him or where near about him in terms of ranking, in terms of the international ranking, All the teams he's beaten were below him. Teams near him or above him, he lost to. I can give him the benefit of the doubt for the teams above him, but teams around and near him, he's not beaten none of them. That's actually a fact. I'll
Yeah,
Google
that
it.
part is a fact, but the part that's not a fact was when you said that
Easy.
he didn't beat the teams that he should have beaten, and I said that's not a fact. And you talked about parliamentary for some reason. I do not perceive that it's a fact that he lost to all of the teams he should have beaten. Because if that was the case, we've known for some time that a club like Belgium, for example, who has been top of the rankings for many, many years, they've never won anything. So
Isn't the
therefore,
criticism the other way around though, goes? Isn't
what's
the
it?
criticism that he in order to win a tournament, you've got to beat a team that you shouldn't really beat, unless you're the best in the world. In order to win a tournament, you've got to beat a team that you shouldn't really beat. And every time he came up against teams that are either on par with England or a little bit better, he lost. So that's the point. To win a cup, you've got to win a game. You've got to win at least one game in a final, right? Most teams, it's a semi-final and a quarter-final that are better than you. And if you can't do that, then you're not good enough for the role. I don't even know if Gareth Southgate is shit or not, or whether he's just lucky with the draws. Because he did get, and I think you made a point where you said plenty of teams didn't get to finals.
Mhm.
Yeah, those are all the teams that were in Southgate's line of the England side of the draw. Do you get what I'm saying? Like all the other teams that he's avoided, they're the teams that are winning things. So yeah,
But
I think
wait, can we? Why does it have to be so black and white? Can't we just acknowledge the fact that yes, he didn't reach the finish line, he didn't win you a trophy, but England have been the most underachieving national team over the last 40 years. Let's be honest.
Can I ask
Yeah,
a quick
wait. Let me. But if you look at, he took a team that had got knocked out from Iceland, and took that team and turned it into a perennial challenger in the last 6 to 8 years.
against Moldova and them, man. Like, come on.
Okay. Yeah, but before that, you had never reached the quarterfinal of a World Cup, I think, for like 30, 40 years before he came.
Yeah, because we kept on getting knocked out by Germany in quarterfinals.
Well, that's technically incorrect, because the last World Cup, if I can remember off the top of my head, was 2006 or 2002 was probably the last time England made the quarterfinals.
No,
but yes, you are right that yes, he did. I'm talking about just the World Cup in general. But you are right that he did take England to semi-finals and finals. That part nobody can deny. Nobody can take that away from you. But when you're in a group stage with Belgium, Tunisia, and whoever the other country was, and England is there, and you and Belgium are considered to be the top two favourites. You come up against Belgium in the group stage and you play a weakened squad so that you can kind of work your way to the weaker side of the draw. And then you get knocked out in the semi-final by a Croatia team and lose to Belgium again in a third, fourth place playoff. We already know what you're about. This is what people get onto Harry Kane about. When it's goal time, when it's repping time, dip, set. You ain't about that business.
No,
and that's why people get into Southgate.
But my point is that he built a base. He built the base now for Thomas Tuchel to take the team.
Yeah, but that's not good enough for Arteta. So when Southgate took over, he was 12. When Southgate took over, they were 12th in the world.
This is Tony Yayo, bro.
When Southgate took over, they were 12th in the world. When Southgate has left, they're 4th. In 27 games against teams in the top 10, which he's only been out of for 1.5 years, he's won 6.
Okay, he's not an elite
that's
manager.
That's 21 losses against teams nearabouts and around him.
He's not.
So it's actually a fact. Teams nearabouts around him, his record is piss poor.
Okay, question to you guys: has he left from?
No, but can we just highlight that? That's a fact first before we just skip over that. But everybody's acting like that's not factual.
Okay.
I just want to highlight that.
But from when he took over the national team to the way he left it, is the English national team in a better place today? It is. You cannot deny this.
I'm not denying that.
Hell no.
When you want to say, hold on. No, but hold on. If it's not good enough for up 8th, 5th, or whatever, and then hasn't won nothing and stuff like that, how is it good?
You're England. You're the Spurs of national team.
Bro,
No. First and foremost, let's have it right. I'm Ghanaian. Yeah, I'm not England. Yeah, let's have it right over here. Yeah, yeah. Let's have it right. Yeah. I'm not. No, but in all seriousness,
I'm Ghanaian.
I understand your point of view.
Most English You're like the most English thing.
I'm Ghanaian.
Because you gotta let it know.
Proper.
You gotta let's have it right. Let's have it right. Yeah. No, but in all seriousness, yeah, like both points are valid. Yeah, man's going up against top teams. Only picked out 6 victories from 27 games. That's horrific. Also, it's valid that yes, he took England ranking wise from 12th place to 4th place. But context always comes into play. England's notorious group qualifiers and nation leagues it's always against minnows, Moldova, Iceland. The last 3 games they just played was Finland and I can't even remember who the other team was. But these are teams England are far and few between, so far ahead of. It's unbelievable. You made a valid point about Belgium, obviously, literally being high in the rankings and all that. But Belgium done the exact same thing as England. And you know what Martinez got scolded for? Having a golden generation of a Belgian team and failing whenever they came up against teams that were in or around the same ability.
That wasn't Martin.
It was Martinez.
So in regards
No,
to,
he was
yeah.
he got the Belgium team at the end of their golden generation.
So-
it was some other Belgium guy before I forgot. I think
So-
it was Winders
Yeah.
or something.
So in regards to Tuchel, is Tuchel the right manager for England? I think people have answered it in different ways. I think if Tuchel is I think England got to answer is if Tuchel is the answer, what is the question? And I think people have been talking about the question, which is a number of things really. England failing to beat the top 10 type of sides, getting over the line in semi-finals and finals, but also I think in terms of the England identity. So the fact that we all have argued about this before, actually, when trying to fit in Foden, Palmer, all these other big names into the team, when really we all know that you're going to have to have a manager with a very strong vision of what he wants that team to be. And that will mean that some of our favorite players would have to be on the bench. So England need 2 things really, or 3 things. But one is a clear identity, a manager with a clear identity for how he wants them to play. Then he needs to follow through with that and drop players or put players on the bench and kind of take the flack that's going to come with it. And the third thing is beat teams that you're either not meant to be or are on your level, or get yourself over the those semi-final, final hurdles and actually win something. So that's what Tuchel's been brought in for. The question then is Tuchel the man to do that? Now, he's got a resume for doing that, and obviously he had a hard time at Bayern Munich, but there's context around that too. My only concern is, and maybe it's a flimsy concern, and maybe someone can correct me on it here. I did see very short clips of him from the press conference when they asked him, for instance, is he going to be singing the national anthem and stuff like that? And he was like, and he gave rather than me, if I was him, if I was German national, I would just say, no, I'm German. But he was like, oh, it's something I've got to think about. So it's things like that where I'm already thinking, you're already been caught in that England FA bubble where they kind of want you to be very politically correct and astute. And I just hope that you're not going to take, you're not going to take that into the actual selection and picks of your team. And so therefore, otherwise we're going to lose you we're going to lose the person we hired you to be in the first place. So yeah, that's my only concern is that's it. But otherwise, he's a competent manager. Highly competent manager. Is here to drag England over the line. The question is, will he do it?
Nicks, Hammers, Nicky, well gone. You good?
Yo, what's going on? Long time no see, man.
A long time no see, my brother. We're talking about, obviously, Tuchel. And I personally think the issue here is the style. And the reason why I come to you is because, obviously, you had a manager with West Ham. Do you know what I'm saying? Where you weren't too happy with. You get it? And now you've got a new manager in Lopetegui who's meant to be playing a bit more stylistically the way that you want to look.
That's spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
Lopetegui.
Spaghetti. but you see why people aren't quite happy with like a Tuchel, because you're coming from Southgate stylistic wise, and then you're going into Tuchel. Tuchel, as people have said, he's very qualified, but when it was like Klopp, the energy was a little bit different. It wasn't about German this, German that. You know what I'm saying? When we weren't talking about no German whips. When it was talking about Guardiola, they weren't talking about no samosas or paellas, sorry, or they weren't having that energy. So what do you think it is? Do you think Tuchel's the right man, or do you think Tuchel will be good for this England setup, knowing the players that we have? Are you a fan, or do you think someone else that's more like attacking or, you know, more to the modern style of football should have been employed.
Yeah. Well, I'm quite old fashioned. I wanted an English manager. Can't lie.
Yeah, so did I.
I thought like a Graham Potter or someone. But going back to what Tune Tactics said about the anthem, did Sven-Göran Eriksson ever sing the anthem? I can't remember.
I don't know.
Yeah,
He was like maybe,
yeah.
you know, like a goldfish. I think he was doing one of them ones. I don't think he actually sung the anthem, but
Yeah. But to answer your question, I've noticed Tuchel has played a different formation and system like everywhere he's been. Dortmund, Chelsea was 3-4. Chelsea was 3-4-3, won Champions League.
Bayern Munich was
PSG
4.
was. Yeah. PSG was 4-3-3, Bayern 4-2-3-1. So I don't get what everyone's saying. He's got a negative style. He can adapt. He's proven that he can change formations and systems according to what he has available. So that's why people are acting like they've got Conte in charge. He's got one style everywhere he goes.
Or Mourinho or someone like that.
Yeah, or Mourinho, yeah. So although I wanted a British coach, can't lie, I haven't really got much love for England. I haven't really got much love for England national team, if I'm honest. I watch their games at tournaments, don't watch friendlies. I don't buy a shirt. I don't watch them in pubs. But as we're on a topic, I thought I find it weird having a German managing England of all the nations.
Sorry.
But why, guys? If you look at
Allow him to finish it. He's literally about to tell you why. Like, it's literally about to tell you why.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to talk too much about history, but everyone knows the history between the two. It's almost like having a Russian man coaching a team in Ukraine.
What's the history, Nicky? What's the history?
What's the history?
But that happens, though. That's different. That happens. It's the same thing.
Yeah, what's the history?
Yeah, but
I'm not sure of it. I don't know.
But I know what you're saying.
England and West Germany. Everyone knows the history of England and West Germany.
No, Germany. It was West Germany.
Yeah, see, you don't even actually know the history.
It starts with West Germany, but now it's merged into Germany. It's from the colony. It's the same thing.
It's a good point, though. It is a good point because when you think, like, when you just think, even in club football, right? There are rivals, right? And it's happened on the rare occasion that a manager has managed rival teams, but Germany's England's biggest rival. Do you see what I'm saying? So it is a valid kind of question to ask as to how the FA went with a German manager. But,
and the question is, sorry to cut this quickly, the candidates out there, Eddie Howe obviously wants to stay at Newcastle, I get it. Graham Potter wasn't ever mentioned. People are still thinking about Chelsea.
He's the only man that could be possibly worse than Southgate.
Graham Potter.
Come on.
No. See, I don't agree with that because you're forgetting his success at Brighton.
Do you know what? I give him ratings for what he did at Brighton, but Brighton's proven that they created club structure and they plucked him out and plucked somebody else and it didn't really damage them, did it? So
yeah, but I'm literally like clutching on the straws of British coaches that are available. So if I'm saying I want a British coach, he's the only one I can think of, Graham Potter.
Can I ask a question? So I'm probably a bit of an extremist, yeah? So what's the difference between you saying a German can't coach the team and a white guy back in the day saying a black guy can't play for the team?
Well, a black man can't coach.
It's the same.
Yeah, what's the difference? Because that seems a bit...
Because black people and the England team are not inherently opposed in terms of like
the greatest colonizers on the earth and black people are not opposed.
No, but you can't compare race and.
I see you sweating, bro.
Wait, hold on.
I'm just curious. It's not an exact analogy, but you get what I mean, though.
It's not a good analogy.
I get the question.
But we can. It's showing it. There's so many takes that are not good on here, but we entertain. So let's just go down that path and explain.
Hold on, let me get this clear. Let me ask that question again, please, Chick. So you're saying, what's the difference between a German, Englishman saying that the English,
a black Britishman saying that a German can't be in the international manager, bearing in mind it's okay.
I don't think anyone said that they can't. I think anyone said that they can't. I think somebody said that they would prefer an English manager.
Yeah. So it's not. It doesn't. It never has to be as bipolar as that. It doesn't have to be like. And to be fair to you, Chinks, you said it right at the beginning. I can be an extremist, and maybe that was something tongue in cheek. But so it doesn't have to be as bipolar. I think there is a preference. Whether I'm Nigerian, whether I'm Ugandan, whether I'm from Iceland, for my team, I would hope that my nation would. So I would go for managers and players from my nation. I'm even more extreme on players, for instance, who play for a particular nation until they're 21. But then if they wait for England, but when England don't call them, they go back to Ghana, they go back to Nigeria, and they start playing. And I think those nations should tell them, no, stop that. My father-in-law is Ghanaian. We always talk about it, about how many incredibly talented Ghanaian players are out there who choose Ghana as like a last-minute thing.
Last option.
And I'm like, just say, and people welcome them at the airports, throwing roses. They got the TV cameras out. Never that. Eddie Nketiah gets a hero's welcome.
Slightly off topic, but that's what I've got to.
Sorry about that. Sorry.
Jamaican sprinters for, because actually Jamaica's always been winning gold in the Olympics. It just so happens that they started to run for Jamaica and stop running for England and America, right? So we get it, but I don't think anyone was saying that they can't be a German manager. It was just their preference. It's like I would prefer to eat Nigerian jollof. But if there was Ghanaian jollof at a party, I would eat it.
You're lying to yourself.
I wouldn't eat it.
You're lying to yourself, young.
Hey, yo, did you hear that? Where are you?
Yeah, I just heard man saying that if he's at a party, you eat Ghanaian jollof rice. That's fantastic, because I wouldn't eat Nigerian.
See that to come off screen. I didn't want them to see my facial expression.
Why is Jellof getting to man more than football?
Hey, Cass, what are you eating, bro?
What am I eating?
No, Cass.
Why do you care?
So Gogs, huh?
Why do you care?
Because we're just talking about food, isn't it? So I'm asking.
Hey, my food is fucking elite, fam, and you already know that, Ash. Like,
Yeah, that's
what
Nigel
is
Jones.
it, bro? I want to know what it is, bro.
But right now, I'm eating some, I don't know, some Greek yogurt and some shia seeds with it. Innit?
Oh, I thought it was jollof rice, bro. I was gonna say, right? Man had the jollof in his hand.
I can cook it. Like, people will go on like jollof rice is hard to cook and make. That shit's easy, bro. Don't ever let anyone tell you any different.
Oh my word! Bro.
And you lot
that means you're not eating jollof rice, bro. You're eating.
No, you know what it is.
Uncle Ben's rice, bro. You're not eating jollof rice.
You know what it is. You know what I'm
Don't ever discriminate jollof rice like that.
I didn't discriminate. I said it's easy to make.
No, that's how I know you don't eat jollof rice.
It tastes good. Yeah, it does. It tastes good.
When you say jollof rice,
it takes good 45, 50 minutes to an hour to make.
Yeah,
of
that's
course
not jollof rice.
Yes, you do.
That's
you got
not
to steam your rice. I know
that is microwaved rice with your chia seeds and yogurt.
That sound like Uncle Ben's.
And you know what? Yeah, this is my point. Yeah, you lot are just racist.
That's what it is. I guarantee
you lot are just racist. You got to get comfortable in the country, and there's no German managers. No, white people can't make jollof. You lot are just innately racist. I'm just
you know what it is. Yeah, I guarantee. If I was a black brother and I come in and said that, they said,
no. If you was a Ghanaian that said I make jollof rice in 45 minutes, we'll all know that you're lying. Like literally, we'll all know that you're lying.
Like, I got pictures, I got videos. I can send you.
Like it's not great for jollof rice. Like,
and then man tasted it and said, "How? Allow it." I didn't want to hear about it. My cooking's elite, fam. It's not hard.
45 minutes.
No, I said it can if you want to rush it, but it depends on your process. If you're talking about washing the rice and all that, if you want to add that all into
you don't wash the rice.
Everyone washes rice. If you don't wash rice, you're a fool.
Right. So it's longer than 45 minutes.
Yeah. But I'm talking about the cooking process though.
It takes all right.
It don't take that long, bro. Rice. Don't get me wrong.
I am struggling because this is the first time I've seen another United fan on this team.
I guarantee some of you, probably cook the rice beforehand, innit? And then add it in with all the flavors. I guarantee most of you man do that as well.
I guarantee nobody here can make jollof rice.
I'll tell you now I can. I'll tell you now I can.
We're not in.
I've had two confirmed.
This is like Jamie Oliver. Like,
I'll be here.
Don't ever do that. See, this is what I mean about the stereotype. This is what I mean.
You hear it? You see it, Cass? If you were to do that, if you called him Ton Huddleston now, it'll be uproar.
No.
Double standard.
Hey, wait, back to football. There's a certain West
Yeah.
Ham versus Spurs I want to talk about real quick, a quick diversion.
Oh mate,
And obviously, Nikki, you're the West Ham
Hammer.
fan. Yeah, bro. Like, would you say is it attack versus attack? Would you say what's going on?
I don't know, man. This season, the transfers haven't worked out. The signings, the system. Yes, man. It's nuts. Seriously, man. Oh man, I have no hope.
It's 7 games, man. It's 7 games.
Bro, doesn't matter,
He
man.
ain't been here in a while, Ash. He's got a lot to get off his chest.
I've seen man get sacked after 4 games. Like, them had to front the ball. Remember that? Or them had to front the ball after 4
Wait,
games.
who else supports United in here?
Yo.
But and the sounds.
Wait, hold on.
Nicky Hammers, and
Why are
Nicky
you
Hammers by the sounds of it. He sounds
Why
like
are you laughing though? We're below them on minus goal difference.
Yeah, but real recognize real. That's why, innit? I recognize the stress, bro.
Right now it's a mess,
this
bro.
season. He said none of
Mate,
none of the signings.
Like Fulford, bro. Like who thought Fulford was a good signing though?
Oh,
That's a poor signing, bro.
He put his hands on his head. He
Hey, it's stressful.
the stress is real.
Antonio, you know what? Antonio has seen off so many transfer strikers.
Say again.
Like, Antonio has battled away so many
That's true.
transfer strikers.
That's true.
He's
That's
still
true.
Big up to
made
Nicky, man.
That's true.
Big up to you, man.
Oh wait,
Hey, Somerville,
That was perfect. Big up to you.
Hey.
But you know what? But Ash, to answer your question, we actually do quite well at home against Spurs. I think. If I'm
You're away, right?
I'll be away.
Alright,
Lopetegui,
Lopetegui, shit, bruv.
I wasn't a fan of the appointment. If I'm honest with you,
Was he not?
I was calling out.
Because you remember you were Moyes out. You were Moyes out.
I did. I was Moyes out. I was, and I'll stand by that. I'll stand by Moyes out. I'm not going to backtrack. I wanted Moyes to be gone, but I didn't want this man to be hired.
And I'll ask a genuine question.
Go on.
Who's more of an overrated manager, Lopetegui or Ange?
He's going to do that. And you,
Ange.
100% Ange.
Who rates the?
You asked Nick, okay, guys? I'm
No,
joking.
Who rates?
Comparing Ange to big managers. Why are we doing that? Lopetegui's
Ange is a better manager. Ange is a better manager.
Lopetegui's got some.
What? Nicky, are you serious?
Well, Nick is
Lopetegui
being real.
every
I'd rather have
game.
Ange. Nick would rather have Ange than Lopetegui.
100%. It actually
He's
suits
got
West
sacked.
Ham.
He
He
got
suits
sacked.
West Ham
Dude,
too.
stop it,
That's everywhere he goes.
Except for Wan-Bissaka, that guy will
What
get
do you, sorry, yeah. You see when you say he suits West Ham, yeah, does he suit Spurs?
Who, Lopetegui?
No,
No, Ange.
Ange.
Yeah,
I don't understand where you. I don't understand what you
Of
mean
course
by
he
that.
does. Jinx their shit. He perfectly suits them.
like
He
the
needs a
West
team
the
with a better
players.
defense.
The players they got now at West Ham are like really good attacking players. Like that's what they need at the moment. And they're kind of they're in that transition between going from a counter attacking team to an attacking team, which takes a little while. And I think the question is Lopetegui, who I don't know his history in terms of playing style, the guy, and Nicky can educate me on that, whether he can. Well, yeah, you don't want that then, isn't it? You want to. I'm surprised you should have got. Yeah, anyway, you should have just got more attacking manager, really.
What I'm saying. So that I'll go through the players. All right. So Mohamed Kudus has not been the same player since AFCON.
Don't worry. He's going to be gone next year anyways when that release clause happens.
Yeah.
He's been eating that 45-minute Jellof rice, bro.
Where's that guy full crew from where's that guy from Dortmund?
Awful. Full crew is awful, bro. Awful.
Awful. He's awful.
Stiff.
Nicky
no.
injured.
He is. You could
Danny
tell.
Ings.
You could
I
tell.
want Danny Ings. I want Danny Ings up front and not Fulkrug. I've been saying this.
Hold on, Fulkrug can finish though.
Yeah, but
He's not built for the league, man.
He's a cross in the box.
You know what you could have done with? You could have done with Sammy Omarodian up front for you guys.
I wanted Nketiah, man.
Why haven't they getting John Duran?
You wanted Nketiah?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Duran. Yeah, Duran.
Why happened to the Hammer sign?
Yeah,
John
he was
Duran, Villa were asking, obviously, but bear in mind, this is before he got all them goals, right? So, like, Villa were asking for 45 million for a player who's on a bench, right? And we thought, no, F that. Now it makes sense. Now it makes sense with hindsight.
How much did you pay for Folks? How much did you pay for Folks?
Like
27 million.
Sheesh, bro. That's what 27
This is
million
what
buys
happens when you.
Well,
This is what happens when you're
money.
cheap.
That's good money.
This is what happens when you're cheap.
That's true.
But he's 31. But guys, they paid 30 million for a 31-year-old. That wasn't cheap.
But
Seriously.
he's international. He's played in the World
You
Cup.
fucking better be at 31. You fucking
It's
better be.
31. It's Folks 31.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, bro. What
Guys,
kind
But the
did
thing
you
is,
watch
some
him
of
in the
these-
Champions
some
League,
of these
bro?
numbers-
Wait.
Listen. Manager
with
for
some of these-
manager for manager, are we saying Lopetegui is a poor manager? Like, would you
Yeah,
say
he's-
is he bottom 3? Is he bottom 5?
No.
You know what it is? He needs to go back to. You know what it is? Some managers are just good in their own comfort zones. Go back to Spain. Go Sevilla, Villarreal. One of them recycled. Real Betis maybe, and just stay there.
Guys,
Yeah.
he did well at Wolves.
No.
You guys forget what he did at Wolves?
Stefan,
You
exactly. But we need to stop comparing Postecoglou to proper managers. Postecoglou's still on fraud alert, as far as I'm concerned. Respectfully, I know I'm on Spurs TV. Lopetegui didn't he win
Europa League?
Did he win Europa League? Did he win Europa League?
Yeah,
I'll rate
he
him.
won a Europa League.
Bro. The fuck?
I'll rate Lopetegui.
No, wait.
I can't-
Guys, he won a Europa League, became Spain coach, got chosen, what was it?
Got sacked.
Sacked.
Real Madrid hired him.
Got
Got
sacked again.
sacked.
Good.
That didn't work though.
Yeah, okay, but he got hired by
Yeah.
Real Madrid. So
Yeah, but that didn't work.
So did Rafa Benitez. We bring
Yeah,
him.
Rafa Benitez is a bad coach? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How is Rafa Benitez a
He's
bad
no-
coach?
He's not good anymore. Like he's a dinosaur in this thing. His
but
time's over.
Yeah,
Where
but
is he
when he
now?
got hired, by Real Madrid, he
No,
was
but that's
still
the
a
point. That's the good point that Kaz made. Like, this is what West Ham need to move on. Like, you've got players that are suitable for a younger, more forward-thinking coach. And
But he is a
We say
forward.
that. We say that, but a dinosaur won the league with Leicester, no?
Who? Ranieri.
Ranieri was a dinosaur.
That was an anomaly,
It
man.
was
That's-
lovely.
Outlier.
He had a good. You know what he had though? He had a good.
Exactly.
He had a good crop of players that were. A lot of them were quite clutch. Mahrez was clutch. Vardy was clutch.
Kante.
Kante was clutch. Like
West
Wolverhampton
Ham,
had.
West Ham.
The only thing I would.
West
the
Ham
only-
have a good roster of players.
And you know what it is,
West Ham
yeah.
have really good players.
You know what it
Really
is,
good.
yeah. You know what Ranieri got
Better
over.
than Man United's.
Yeah. You know what he got over most managers back then when everyone was trying to do up different systems and pretty tactics. The guy just done 4-4-2 and sit in banks, and that's probably what caught a lot of man out. Simple, go back to the basics, and it caught us out, anyways. Definitely.
Vardy and Okazaki.
But yeah, I think Lopetegui's a finished manager. He's not going to be like in terms of being, if he wants to be up there and like respected anymore, like with the modern coaches. Let's call them modern coaches.
wait.
I think he can win a Europa League again with maybe another team, but that's not. I don't think he suits the Premier League. His style is phenomenally shite. Yeah, his midfield is basically Ten Hag but more pretty. Open midfield and open on the wings. You're exposed, man. You might as well say it's red light district.
But when he was at Wolves, no one was saying that when he was at Wolves. So all of a sudden,
Yeah, nobody was. He did really
but
well.
all of a sudden, he's a shit his manager. Like he's got pedigree
Because he's had 5 bad
Right,
games.
right,
at West Ham.
Gary O'Neill is doing a phenomenal job, and he's just played the top 6, 7, 8 teams in the league, and he's
Can I ask a question,
so
then?
what? It's the same
He's
thing.
doing a phenomenal job. He's
I'm
gonna
not-
get sacked.
Yeah,
He's gonna
but-
get sacked.
It's not the same thing.
Let's face it. Did Gary O'Neill go and spend how much the West Ham have spent and backed my man?
But
Has
I'm not forgetting his signing.
Has Gary O'Neill got Kudus? Has he got Paqueta? Has he got Bowen?
Don't you just think it's a bit mad when we're judging a manager after 7 games?
After
Thank
6
you.
games.
Thank
seven
you.
games.
Don't you think it's a bit mad?
Wait.
It's insane.
It's a
And
bit
not
like,
only,
go on.
but not only judging a coach with a totally different style of football that is inheriting a squad that played David Moyes the opposite style, and you're expecting them to play free-flowing
Six
football in
games.
7 games?
Plugged into them. You're right.
I'm not being funny, yeah, but if this happened if we want to treat West Ham and respect them the way they probably want to be respected, yes, it's the same thing when my man came in for Palace 7 games. I thought he could change things. Don't get me wrong. Did he get given a lot of time? No, he got sacked.
The ball.
It was poor. But
Van der Boer, yeah.
Van der Boer is, bro. You know what it is. If you could see something, in my opinion, by the way, if you could see something that, you know what, you could probably build off of that, work off that, I'll be like, you know what? Fair. It's just a matter of time before something clicks and they get more points. They are on 8 points. It's not like they're down and out. So you're right. Maybe it's a little bit harsh, but his style that he likes to implement, I just think it's too open, and maybe he needs more coaching. Maybe you are being a bit harsh, but we're in this is football. We don't give 3-4 years to managers no more. It's McDonald's. It's you give us something now, or you get judged. That's just the way what the game is.
By the way, it's one of the ball.
Big
It's not
difference
one
though
of
with
the
the
ball.
ball. You spoke about
One of the ball, my bad.
one minute. You spoke about the ball.
Fact check, yeah.
Sorry, you
Yeah,
spoke
yeah.
about the
Deji,
ball.
you still there? Wait, hold on. Is Deji still there? Deji. All right, no. Wait,
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
I'm gonna let you finish, but Deji needs to cut. And I
I
just
was going to say this quick thing is that you talk about De Boer and these managers, but a lot of the time they're an unknown entity, right? They come into the British game and it doesn't work out. Lopetegui's been in the British game. We've seen that he successfully coached a team and brought them up the table. So we're treating him like he's brand new. He's not brand new. And he's in this team. It's been 7 games, and all of a sudden, people are throwing their toys out the pram. It doesn't make sense to me. But Deji, I'll let you have your 5 minutes.
Sometimes.
Can I ask you, look, where do you
Go
think
on.
Wolves, Wolves finished in the season that he managed them?
9th.
14th, was it?
13th, and guess what? He just about survived relegation spat by a few points. So
Cass,
if you go for that, that's a phenomenal job, isn't it?
Wait, Cass. I just
Yes,
want to ask you. Wait. I just want to ask this. Does everybody in this panel rate the Bournemouth coach?
Yes.
Areola,
Okay. Just wait. Just
a little bit.
Areola last season, first 8 or 9 games, I think he lost 7. So I just want to point that out. Everybody rates him now because they gave him time to implement his style, and then Bournemouth finished really strong.
And we talk about it being McDonald's. We want something now, but actually, the successful managers in the Premier League is proven to be the opposite.
100%.
When Klopp first came into Liverpool, I know he's gone now. It didn't work straight away. Pep at City didn't work straight away. Arteta at Arsenal didn't work straight
Doesn't
away.
work.
Probably at Spurs.
No, but I don't think that's the argument. I don't think the argument is. I'll let Deji talk. Go on, Deji. You was going to say something.
Yeah, I was just going to say Postecoglou at Spurs hasn't worked straight away, but we'll see what one for our manager.
No,
I'll be honest. Yeah, I think West Ham, for me, is an enigma. So the first one being that they're one of the dustiest teams I've ever seen in my life.
Wow.
They got given a free stadium. And I think the thing about Lopetegui,
won a trophy more recently.
sometimes I think the other thing that we've missed out, and I was hoping that Gokes or Stefan would have come up with this, or maybe FaZe was about to say it, is that one, there's levels to this thing, but also we can see like a connection or style of play. The truth of the matter is, Moyes was the best thing to ever happen to West Ham. As dusty as that football was, he knew how to get results. He knew how to play a way where West Ham could be respected, West Ham could be feared by pretty much all the teams on this panel. What they've tried to do, and sometimes I think it's the downfall, sometimes you just need to understand who you are. It's the history of the club, is they got creative. They brought in the Paqueta, they've got Bowen, they've got Kudus, and now they've got players who can play ball, and now they want to play ball. But in wanting to play ball, I don't think the structures around them, the players, remember, this is a team that has been built on barbarians. These mans were laying bricks in the Roman Emperor. Do you get what I'm saying? In them times, because you look at West Ham, 6'3", restless. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole thing. Now they want to get players. And so for me, that's where the mismatch is. And it's going to take a while. Sometimes I think it would have been better for them to have stayed with and continued on this, because they were doing well. They were respected, top half. They got a competition. Now they've started again. And I can see West Ham really suffering. I can see them.
Deji, what you got to understand though with West Ham is they are like they're the baby brother of London, right? Like in terms of the London clubs, Arsenal,
annoying little nephew.
Arsenal are the oldest. Like they're the oldest guy. They're the oldest brother. Chelsea are the big sister. And then you've got Spurs is
Tottenham's the uncle that no one respects.
Spurs is the middle child. Do you get what I'm saying? And then West Ham have got to try and play football because their fans demand it, despite not being a club that can really produce it. I had arguments for time with Nick around David Moyes. I don't know how a man wins you a trophy
or wins over the Hearts as well by playing that degenerate football.
and then everyone's telling him to get out the next day. I think it's mad.
No,
Yeah,
it's
but-
just
Kind of like Ten Hag,
Yeah,
right?
and also, how do we?
Kind of like Ten Hag, right?
No, but this
Ten Hag
talking.
sucks, bro.
Yeah, but
He's awful.
this talking down to West Ham and Nicky, you got good composure here. I hate when, especially so fans from these bigger clubs talk down to clubs saying, "Who are you to try and play free flowing football and try and be expansive? Who are you? You were built like 100 years ago. Like stick to who you are. Don't change. No, if they want to do that, let them do that. And so, and how many times have you? Imagine if Brighton listened to you guys. Imagine if Bournemouth listened to you guys.
Tune, but every
you'll
set
never
of the
see that
means
change.
do it. I'm the one that's here saying 6-7 games is not enough.
No,
to judge
and
the
I
manager.
agree. I think
if
we're
you
saying,
want to do it,
but
it.
Yoms,
But
on
what
that-
I'm saying
on
is
that-
it's going to take time.
yeah, but Yoms,
That's
on that,
exactly
we're
what I'm
saying that. Well, I'm saying that Lopetegui doesn't have the profile of playing the type of football that we think West Ham are trying to play. If they hired Bournemouth's manager, I would have a lot more time for it. But
But
Lopetegui,
why?
But yeah, no.
I've
Can
literally
we-
just explained it to you.
can
He's
we-
not the same profile of a.
Can we say Iriola is
first
night and
manager.
day better? Like, I'm not being funny. He's working on a
But
smaller
how?
budget.
But how will you have known that if you hadn't given? If we're following your logic, Ariola last season, all of you guys would be
Alright.
saying he's
Give
done.
me a team
Easy,
that
easy,
Lopetegui
easy.
played
Finished.
free flowing football, high pressing football with. Give me a team that
So you're contradicting yourself
Lopetegui.
then, Tunes, because now you're saying that they shouldn't be trying to play that football.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm going to your argument, Yoms, which is you're saying that we're saying, look, after 7 games, you can't judge a manager. Why I'm judging Lopetegui now is
Yeah.
because I think West Ham want to play high pressing, free flowing football, which Lopetegui doesn't do. Hence why I'm judging him now, saying he's not working out. I think West Ham should play high pressing, free flowing football with the players they've got, but they need the manager to do that with.
Do you know what the funny thing is? They literally sacked the counter-attacking manager defensive to a counter-attacking manager who's
Yeah.
trying to do something different.
Guys, have you watched? Guys, have you watched West Ham? Like, I'm shocked. That
Yeah, but it's
I'm
open. It's
surprised.
open.
I
It's
don't think
open
West Ham
sesame.
does that.
Alright, look, the thing is, you look at players that need to improve, in my opinion. Edson Alvarez looks lost. Kudus looks lost. Bowen's the only one he can get a tune out of, in my opinion, because he's just Bowen. You know, you can name other. Carlos Soler looks lost on the pitch, doesn't know where he is. It reminds me of Kobe Minu sometimes. It's like, do you know what you're doing with this guy? Or Ericsson?
He's
Like,
played 2 games. He's played like.
I'll give you a great instance, right? Why is Wan-Bissaka a defensive fullback so far up the pitch and leaving gaps in behind? And you're not using
You
two.
can't have it both
playing
ways.
well,
You
by the
can't
way.
say he's a defensive manager that
he's-
doesn't know how to play football.
Yeah, the thing is, he's tried to use
and then say
Wan-Bissaka.
Wan-Bissaka's too high up the pitch.
Yeah.
That doesn't. Those two.
For me, I just don't understand how he's using a guy not more to his strengths, but in a way that's just incapable because you're leaving gaps and there's no one actually covering the gap but one centre back. You say Iriola, but I'm sorry, Iriola took Rayo Vallecano from Serie B, the Liga B, by the way, got them promoted through playoffs, if I'm correct, and he finished, 11th or something in the La Liga as well? Rayo Vallecano on a small budget, and guess where they finished as soon as he wasn't in management in them? They finished 17th, they just about survived relegation. And he's got the Bournemouth on a smaller budget with less backing, lost Dominic Solanke.
Smaller budget? No, they've spent a ton of money, Cass. They just
sold. By the way, they just sold Solanke for 65 M's, and they reinvested that money. And guess what? They're still getting a tune at the players that also Gary O'Neill used to manage, who also used that who now manages Wolves. So for me, I don't think you can import Ariola on the same breath as Lopetegui, because Ariola for me is the modern version of a new manager that you can work with. Lopetegui's a guy that worked back in the teens.
But wait, Cass.
Yeah.
Lopetegui took Sevilla and finished 3rd in La Liga because you're pointing out
When?
you finished 3rd in La Liga before
When?
Okay.
And then the next season, he won the Europa League.
I think it was like 29.
Bare managers have won Europa League and stuff like this. Sevilla. Anyone wins Europa League with Sevilla these days.
Anyone wins Europa League.
They've won it like 6-7 times. Like the thing
That's
is,
not true.
sometimes you got to
because of
leave the past in the past.
No. That's not true.
I don't think he's good enough manager to be at the level of what Premier League clubs want these days, which is pretty
But
much
he just proved
a Brighton.
He just proved it with Wolves.
Prove what? He got 13th.
Yes,
He's stable.
That's
He
relegation.
saved them from relegation. He saved. They were bottom. I think they were bottom when he took over Wolves.
I can tell you now. He took over in 2022 and he ended in 2023. I'm looking at it
No,
right
he
now.
resigned. He
He
resigned.
resigned after the new season, and then Gary O'Neill came. I remember, but the season I'm judging on where they finished. He had a pretty much a good solid season, and he still
Cass,
finished.
can
13th.
you name
Pick them up from
13?
relegation though.
Cass, can you name 13 teams? Can you think of 13 teams that should be better than Wolves in the Premier League?
Right now,
No, I'm not asking you to list them. I'm just asking, could you, if you wanted to?
100%.
right now, he's better than Wolves. I think Wolves are very
13,
exceptional.
I think there's 13 teams in the Premier League that should be finishing above Wolves.
I don't think
season in,
so.
season
I don't
out.
think so. I actually really like Wolves' team at the moment. To be fair,
How?
I do.
They've
I
sold
like
all their
that.
best players.
Yeah, but I think the thing is they got players that can play ball. But my thing is, I think Gary O'Neill is a little bit naive and thinks he can play ball about anyone he wants. And you stick to your principles. But for me, all these teams that are trying to come up and do more than what they're supposed to do in terms of playing expansive football, I think they're way beyond their reach. That's why he ain't got points when he needed to get points, and they get to the 60th minute and they fall off. I think Wolves are. I think Wolves are better. I think Wolves have got a better team than Palace. Overall,
The problem is when you only, this is, I've got a big bugbear with statisticians. When you look at a table and say, oh, it's only 13, if only it's 13. If you pick a team from relegation that would barely survive relegation the year before, you got no budget, and you bring them up to mid-table, give the man some type of credit. Don't. Well, he only got 13. That's unacceptable.
So why
with what he's working with? Hold on, you spoke. With what he's working with and where he came to and what he delivered, this guy's showing that he's a proficient manager on the back of already taking Seville to third, and I don't remember last time they got to third, and also winning the Europa League. So if you don't rate him now, that's fine, but don't act like he hasn't got pedigree and he's not like West Ham are not doing him a favour. Let's put it this way: he's another manager that's either at the right level for West Ham. Maybe it's not working out yet. It's early.
He's above West Ham.
Well, he's above West Ham. He can get a bigger team than West Ham. Let's be clear. He'll get a bigger team than West Ham.
Like who?
Yeah,
He was chosen for Real Madrid.
Like
He was chosen for
AC Milan. Good luck with that one.
He managed Real Madrid though.
He managed Real Madrid. He got chosen by Real Madrid.
What, for 6 months?
Yeah, but that 6 months could fall him back in a better place than West Ham.
He could do better than West Ham.
I'm just gonna say
Listen, if he was available and they said Ten Hag or Lopetegui, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
He's won the Europa.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna be looking at Lopetegui like possibly, you know.
Lopetegui's won Europa, yeah, and Iriola's won the what's it called, Cypriot Super Cup.
Wow.
That kind of says it
He
all.
was in Cyprus. He was a manager in Cyprus.
Yeah, he started off roughly in his career,
Really?
his managerial career.
I
But
thought the Europa League.
we all look at I think I overrate West Ham at this point as well because I put them quite high in my predictions and whatnot. But if I go to a team that's got all these ballers, regardless of what kind of football they played, and they gave him Kilman, Somerville, Fulkrug, Luis Guillem, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Guido Rodriguez, West Frodering as a backup, Tadibo, Sola, or Soler, if you want to call it that. And you also got the crop of players that you've already got, and you tell me that's all you can give me, even in 7 games, even after a pre-season and whatnot. I'm sorry, but I think West Ham fans should have a bit better standards than that and should hold him accountable. And you can judge him by his tactics on the pitch because they suck. Time is a given all the time. I think a lot of people like to say, hey, you always got to give time. Time is of the essence, like, and all this yada bullshit. No, sometimes some managers are just not a good fit, and it's kind of evident, easy to say and easy to see, regardless.
So
Nicky, can I just ask Nicky though, like, because what's your thoughts on all of this? Like,
He's not happy.
He's a
No, I was gonna say at the moment, too many players are out of form. Well, it is. By the way, just quickly, someone said about Moyes being the best thing that happened to us. So is Moyes meant to be at West Ham for life?
No.
Oh, he's gone now. Is he meant to be like there for life?
He's the most successful manager though. Because it's
Right,
like
so
what
that
Gold
means
said.
he's there for life.
You can say, because obviously who you prefer is subjective, isn't it? You can have your preference, but to just shit on man, I think is mad unfair.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit unfair. When you look, fair enough.
yeah, like, because it's not like he won
7
a few
games,
trophies in
he's
2 seasons or anything like that, Yoms, right?
after 7 games, he's 2 points off Spurs.
No, I'm talking about Ten Hag.
He's 2 points off
Yeah.
Spurs, and one game, 3 points away from 7th place. If he wins, if results go in West Ham's favour over 2 games, we're talking the manager that's
then give them our 3
put
points.
them
We
in
got
the
them.
10.
We got them soon. Give them our 3 points.
They probably will take our 3 points, but that's what I'm saying. 7 games is literally a ridiculous piece of period of time to judge a manager.
It's a joke.
It's actually bananas that we're talking this. 2 games and that table changes, and
How many games?
he's on par
Nicky,
with
what do West Ham want?
How
Nicky,
many
what-
games
what-
before we look at him as someone that
Well,
we should be sacked?
right.
How many
So
games?
you-
Give the man a season, bro.
A season,
at
at
least
least
a season.
No. Wait. Like, let me ask that question. You don't
Who
wait
said
too
a
late.
season?
You should give him 4
Sometimes
more
it's
games.
too late, it's
4
too
more
late.
games. 4 more.
Go on, Nicky.
All right, sometimes, yeah, some managers, some clubs, wait too long, and then it's too late. 7 games, in Yomi's opinion, is too less. For me, I think 10 games is enough. You don't want to wait until you're on the bottom, 10 points adrift.
10
Sometimes
games.
you got to make a change.
You know
But I'm
what I
saying
just
10
realised?
You're
You know
12th.
what it is? No, you're
Yeah,
West
10
Ham.
games.
You're West Ham, so you can't even flirt with Ned there because you've actually been there and sunk. So now I actually understand it.
Also, just
You're
one
scared.
question as well.
You're scared.
One last thing, Chinks.
Yeah.
Deji said that how Moyes was doing well. Last season, at one point, we won 5 of 30 games, 5 wins out of 13 all comps. So technically, West Ham weren't doing well last season.
One conference though. Can I ask a
That
question?
was the year before.
He got to Europa League semi-finals twice, I think, right?
Yeah, but that first leg against Leverkusen. Did you watch that match?
He's not having it.
No, but it was awful. No.
Shattered the light like
Guys, can I ask a question? Because I'm going to bounce in a little while, but I have to be self-serving here. Big game on the weekend between 2 of the most successful teams in British football of all time.
Here we go.
Of all time.
Here we go.
One's called Chelsea
Here we go.
and one's called Liverpool.
What's Man United?
Now rival.
Sorry, Cox, are you being genuine?
Listen, if we Man United.
Answer 2 of the most. I didn't say the 2.
So you put Chelsea near you.
Oh, they're successful. They've been successful.
Yeah, but not in the same breath as you, though.
No, but they won a Champions League. To me, you already know. You already know.
Champions League.
No, Jinx already knows. To me, you're not a big team unless you won a Champions League. So 2 big teams.
Hey,
Is it Anfield?
Ross Clark, you coming with?
So let's. Can I get my question out of the way?
Liverpool lose, man.
Go.
Can we get my question out of the way so I go to bed? What do people? Chelsea's going through a good run of form at the moment. I
Just
think
for that Chelsea
their
4-0.
manager got manager of the month, right? Liverpool won 9 games out of 10. We haven't really played anybody. Respectfully, Man United, we haven't really played anybody yet. So
What are you talking about, Goats? You're amazing. You're better than every
So
team.
no, I'm just saying we ain't played anybody. That's what you lot are telling me. We ain't played anybody.
I haven't said that. I haven't said that.
I've got a question. Are you in a title race?
Let me get my question first.
Oh, go on, Kaz. Say it.
Please,
Yes,
let me
Are you
get
in a title race?
punchline.
Say
What is going to be the score on Sunday at 4 o'clock? That's all I want to know about.
It's a
Yeah.
third place. It's clash for third place, isn't it? Innit, Gogs? It's a clash for third place because you're not in the title race, are you? So
Something like that. Something like that.
You know,
Goats,
Are you in a title race? Goats, are you in a title
You know
race?
what I've gathered from this, yeah?
I'm not-
You know what I've gathered from this?
I asked a question, you answered me a question.
I'll
Stefan,
I'll
answer the
answer.
question.
I'll answer.
What
for you.
was
I
the
think
score?
answer. This is what he's doing: seeking validation but avoiding expectation.
Yeah.
Let's go. All I'm doing is asking questions. That's all.
Yeah.
Wait,
Well
all
done.
I'm doing is asking the questions. I can't, I'm very passionate right now. I'm just asking questions. That's all I'm doing. So, I'm not going to answer yet. Anyone want to start? Stefan, you're normally quite talkative. You go.
I will gladly start. I
Go,
think
girl.
Chelsea have been really lucky over the last few weeks, including in the
What?
Forest game. Forest could have easily won. The Wolves game in the first half that they won 6-2. Wolves should have been 2-3-0 up before halftime. I think it's very flimsy. It reminds me Chelsea's run right now. It reminds me of Spurs last year. They're giving up too many chances.
Damn.
No, that's my opinion. That's just my opinion.
He's not wrong. They are
it's not-
giving they're leaking goals, but they're just scoring
That's
more
just
than
my
they're leaking.
opinion. And
Guys,
I think Liverpool are gonna expose that, and I think Liverpool will
It's
win quite
potential,
easily.
yeah.
What? Mickey, what's up?
Mate, that Liam Payne passed away. That's mad.
Liam Payne, what?
Yeah,
The
he
fuck?
passed away. That's mad.
Yeah, my condolences. Does nothing for my life, but
All right,
Wow.
anyways,
You can't
That's
throw
mad.
that in now, Nicky.
Rage.
Sorry, right? That's
Wow,
that's
this
got
is
to
live. This is live. Man can't even edit that.
Man, rest
I
in
don't.
peace.
I like,
Yeah.
bro. Like I said, my condolences, but does nothing for my life in its peak
Yeah,
in
bro,
it in
that
a
is
bit.
mad.
But what's it called? But for what my man was talking about,
RIP.
um,
He jumped.
you know
Holy
what?
shit, he jumped.
History tells us it's going to be a draw, really, if we're going off like the last even 10, 11, 12 games against Liverpool and Chelsea. It's quite boring, isn't it? Especially at Anfield. I think you slapped them last time, though, recently. I think the
Yeah,
last time
they
they came in
beat
it.
them 4-1. Yes, last season.
Yeah, they hurt them. But you know what is with me with Liverpool? Their defense is keeping them quite afloat right now. And I find Liverpool sometimes, some games, their chance creation can be quite good and they're relying on being very clinical. And with Chelsea, we yet to see them again against a tough team, which we said the same, is it Goats, right? Which he said about Liverpool as well. They ain't really faced someone tough, we could say, to know which defense is going to really get penetrated because
Alisson as well, by the way. Alisson's not there.
Alisson's not there, so that's actually a factor. I think Keller is quite good though. So it's one of those ones
Liverpool
really.
having to deal with injuries.
Sorry,
The
so
only team.
what are we doing? What are we
It's
doing
got,
here?
yeah, there's no Kukurea. There's no Kukurea for them, and there's no somebody else as well for.
What are we doing here? Like, Chelsea can't defend. Liverpool can. They both score goals. There's only one direction.
No, but I
we
don't
can
think
go in.
Liverpool score crazy goals though. In my opinion, I think they just got a crazy good structure. They keep very compact, and that might. And one thing we've seen Chelsea do, well, it's not against Forest because they're more in a low block than I believe Liverpool will be. Is breaking it down. They got the players to do that. That's why it's an interesting battle for me, and I actually can't call it. The only factor that gives me, it says it's Anfield, isn't it? And Anfield says you've always got a chance of winning if you're at Anfield. And Chelsea, I don't know. They look like. Is it just me or does it look like Chelsea travel better than they do when they play at home?
No, they've been super.
I think they
I
look
watched the Wolves game. They got so lucky in that. Even the West Ham game where they won 4-0, West Ham for the first 20-25 minutes were all over them. They just scored goals on the break. They have fast players.
Can I use your line quickly against you, Stefan? It's been 7 games, and that was what game number what for him? Number 2 or 3?
Okay, true. Okay,
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
I'll give you credit on that, but I'm telling you, it reminds me so much of Spurs last year, which is they've gotten lucky with the fact that the teams they have played have not been clinical, but there will come a moment like Spurs did last year where they played Chelsea at home where shit will hit the fan. And I think Anfield last season they got completely swamped and got destroyed there. I think the same thing. If they start playing out from the back like I watched them against Brighton.
It's gonna come down to that midfield battle, man. Gravenberch.
For me, the biggest difference is Liverpool strikers are far more clinical than Chelsea's. I would take Jota and Salah over Nicholas Jackson any day of the week.
Stefan, I think you've got your Arsenal glasses on a little bit when you.
Arsenal glasses.
I think you said anything.
Yeah, I think you're right in most of what you said. I wouldn't say Spurs were lucky last season. I think the issue with Spurs last season was their manager refused to change up the way they played, even though he didn't have the players to continue playing that way.
It's who we are.
When you take out Speedy Gonzalez for a month or whatever, and you continue to play that high line. Everyone said if he continues to play that high line, they're going to flop, and that's exactly what happened. I don't think it was that they were getting lucky in games; they were dominating games. Fair play to them, but then he refused to change, and that's what happened with Spurs.
No, they weren't. Yums.
They were playing games. They were playing well, man.
Go watch in that 10-game spell where they won, I think 8 wins and they had 2 draws. The Arsenal 2-2 draw at home. Arsenal should have been 2-3-0 up in the first 30 minutes.
That's football, though. That's football.
Yeah, I know it is football.
If you don't take your chances, then you shouldn't be up.
No.
Take your chances. You shouldn't.
I know it is.
That's part of being up.
I get you, but I know it is football. When I watch that, just like Liverpool last season, when I said on the show, they're not going to last. They give up too many chances. I was right because after a period of time, this type of giving up chances is not sustainable because there will be a game where Mohamed Salah or Son or Diogo Jota are not as clinical and they lose form a little bit. And when that happens and the other team scores,
but
they're
Steph,
screwed.
Look, every team,
Chelsea
Chelsea got, as a lot of teams do, have a high risk way of playing football, of pushing up front, and you take your chances against, I guess, lesser teams most of the time. So yes, we've seen them leak chances against, you mentioned Wolves and others, but those are teams that you can risk doing that with. Chelsea aren't going to play against Liverpool the same way they played against Wolves. They're going to be a little bit more reserved in areas, have a rest defense in a different way as well against Liverpool. It's going to be very, very different. I do think, though, Liverpool have a very good structure, and I know that people didn't like maybe before the game against Palace was a bit boring, but I really enjoyed the structure that Liverpool have got, and why you can see why they're able to attack, but they're able to still defend even in the transitions really well. I think it's really good. I think Liverpool will end up winning the game probably about 2-3-0 because of that. Is Kukurea playing for Chelsea?
No.
No, neither is Fofana. Tosin versus Luis Diaz is going to be
It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy.
I can only see this guy at Anfield with Liverpool being able to defend and being solid defensively. I can only see this going one way. Chelsea leak goals for fun, so I can only see it going one way.
I think the unknown element is where Chelsea have a variety of attackers. You can bring on players like
Joao Felix.
Not even Joao Felix.
But Ash, on that, do you think there needs to be some consistency for Chelsea? Yes, they've got a multitude of players they can call upon, but why it might not always work is it? Say that again.
Neto, sorry, I was thinking
Neto. Yeah, like you can have a variety of players. If you haven't, but they're 7 games in really, and they've been changing and chopping and changing a lot as well. We don't really know what they're made of. Yes, they can bring a player up on, but if what you're doing on the pitch structurally isn't working, it doesn't necessarily is going to change that much. And who said Neto is going to flip a game on its head necessarily against
Can we also put another factor into the room? Like, it's just my opinion. Last 3 games, Liverpool ain't even impressive. They weren't impressive against Palace. They weren't impressive against Bologna, and he definitely wasn't impressive against Wolves either. And you know what? Since I'm gonna use that same part for the first half against Bournemouth, when even though they won 3-0, they was not also impressive there. So, and it's not like it's unknown for like Liverpool look good for most of the games, and you're gonna always give them a chance, right? But I've seen the ball get fizzed through their lines between Gravenberch and McAllister in certain instances, and they haven't been punished by more clinical chances like Palmer, maybe not so much Jackson, especially though Alisson being in the net. I think this is why I think Chelsea might have a bit more of a chance because they like to overrun the midfield. And tactically, it's so interesting for me. It's so interesting because I want to see how both managers adapt.
Kaz, isn't it more worrying that if Liverpool haven't even hit second, third gear, they're still winning games?
That's the one for me.
Plus, and plus, the worry is if you do look at their stats, for those that hate or love stats, the chances that have been scored, that have been made against Liverpool are minimal. They're top of the league in terms of chances conceded and everything else.
And people saying that they ain't scoring goals. They put 3 past Bournemouth, 3 past United, 3 past Bournemouth, 3 past AC Milan, 5 past West Ham.
Easy.
I don't understand how people are saying they're not scoring goals. They're scoring a bag of goals.
My biggest frustration is we're missing so many chances. Like Salah is so wasteful. Obviously, great, but he's so wasteful.
Hasn't he scored a goal or doesn't he have a goal or assist almost every game?
Look at the scores. Like, he's missing opportunities left, right, and centre. Jota's missing opportunities more than I've ever seen him miss opportunities. So although we're scoring, we're still getting so much chances that we should put in a way.
My observation of Liverpool is they're the same team as last season.
No.
Okay. Let me just. They're playing weaker teams, but you could still see the weaknesses of last season. The openness in midfield.
That's not Liverpool.
Gravenberch has been really good, but he's not
balling. By the way,
he's not Fabinho. He doesn't stop. And
at the moment he is. At the moment,
stop there, not Fabinho. Hold on, Gravenberch has won 5 man of the match awards.
For me, he's been the best player in the Premier League so far this season, bro. I'm not kidding.
On that note,
you made his day. You gave him his validation.
You know, I like when we get a bit more tactical for once. It's not shameless on this channel, but you say about the midfield, but it is completely different. If you see the chances created to get into Liverpool, they always have to attack the flanks because the middle's so solid. You know, it's similar. Ten Hag in his first season, but it was a bit more. It was more rigid and obviously less fluid. But it was the same thing. We always forced teams.
The only Kaz, the only reason
it was like that though at home. It was like that, but obviously
At home it was.
I agree. I agree with you on Man United last year, but the only reason
No, actually a year before.
the only reason why Man United were solid through the middle in their first season and were compact was because Martinez was in really good form. Liverpool are doing exactly the same as last season, which was the first 3-4 months, Konate and Van Dijk are playing really well, so they're covering up all of the shit that Trent leaves and all of the spaces. The moment I guarantee you, I guarantee you.
I hear you out.
Wait. I guarantee you this will happen. Konate will get a small injury. He will come back. He'll be shit. He'll be shit. And then you will see how the actual system is exposed. Just like last year. The moment Van Dijk doesn't play up to his usual amazing level, the midfield gets exposed and everything else gets exposed.
You say that Liverpool are the same last year as they are now. Go. Sorry, take care.
Same.
I'm just gonna
same
say, I'm gonna bounce you, man. Safe. Have a good show, man. In a bit.
You've been validated. You've been validated. You're great. You're amazing. That just looks great on you.
Your sarcasm is sometimes and
Sorry.
I can't like.
It is a low form of intelligence. I need to stop doing it.
Yeah.
Nah, man, it's necessary, man. It's necessary because when they talk all high and mighty,
it's true. It's true.
They're not in a title race.
Yeah, the more we get, the more lines we got to phase. And you know what? I've just come across your channel and I see some clips in it about certain things that we won't mention. But if you ever want to see, go check out Chink's Phase's YouTube, not YouTube, sorry, Instagram. I've seen some of his friends have exposed him for what he's been doing to next man, but. Whoa! Isn't it? Not in that.
I'll leave it on that, bro. You can't just leave it on that.
I knew you couldn't make Jellof.
I knew it. That's supposed to be a 45-minute Jellof price take, bro. That one was too quick, bro. You have to let that one.
If we're prepping, it takes a. It does take more than that. Like obviously, you got obviously depends if you like it charcoal a little bit or not.
Wow, man knows about the charcoal, yeah. All right.
Red peppers and that, yeah. Blend it all up, all sorts. But anyways, long story short,
I want you to see in a Kente. Next one. I want you to see this in a Kente, my friend.
No, that's Ghana Jellof, bro.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about. It's about Ghana Jellof or Nigerian Jellof.
Nigerian.
Nigerian Jellof.
That's Nigerian's better than Ghanaian by a mile.
Hey, yo, on that note, yeah, I've heard all I need to hear, guys.
He's a man of the people. He kisses babies. He promises you things. He gives you money.
Wow, man. It sounds like the three wise kings going to Jesus' house.
There wasn't three of them, actually. It was.
I don't know, man. Apparently they're going to kill him, but that's another story for another time. Different stories that I read up every day. It's interesting. Anyways, long story short, yeah, with Liverpool, again, I don't see how you look at it like that. The Konate thing is wishful thinking at the moment. They're managing them quite well, in my opinion, anyways. Van Dijk is always hit good form. I don't really remember him having 2 bad games in a row, more time than this. And when we talk about, you said about the middle of the field, you know what they do with their wingers? They tuck them inside, so then you get pressed, and that makes them force them out wide. They keep it compact. This is why it's so difficult. And you know what the funny thing is? It's staggered as well. If no one knows that it's staggered, every time it's not flat, so it doesn't mean it can get past in between. It's always someone to press from the defense to the midfield.
They don't get caught in the transition.
Yeah, it's always staggered, so there's always someone.
But they did get caught in the transition. This is another myth.
Everyone has weaknesses. Everyone has weaknesses here and there. I'm going to concede. Even Arsenal have that, and they got one. And even though they conceded a few goals with Arsenal at the moment, like they're still solid. Like they're still, no matter what anyone tells me, I think all the goals conceded for Arsenal at the moment is a bit of a farce, false identity for people trying to crucify them. But that's just my take. I think Liverpool are just a difficult team to beat, and that's that.
Okay. No. Has he changed the style? Yes. I'm not saying the style is exact. They play a little bit more possession-based football. But if you watch in every game, the best periods of their game is playing club ball. Is playing counter-attacking, pressing, and then immediately.
That's the whole reason they brought him in, though, Stefan, was that because he's not so different.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason.
Yeah, okay. But my point is that they haven't bought anybody that is different. their defense. And I'm saying this about Konate. It's not
They've
wishful
turned-
thinking. It's not
they've-
wishful thinking. Look at the
they-
last previous
And the
2-3
problem-
seasons.
the
It's
problem
not
that
wishful
Liverpool-
thinking.
The problem that
They-
Liverpool have had over the last couple of years is not there. It's not defensively. It's that the goals have not been spread out enough. And
Yeah,
what
Salah-
is they've been too reliant on Salah's goals, right? And what is a little bit more dangerous? Look, I am no Liverpool advocate, but what's a little bit more dangerous about Liverpool this year is that they're not relying on Salah, and they're not just relying on Trent to be the creative player, the only creative player. They've got creative players in the midfield. They've got creative players. They've still got Trent doing his thing. They've got players scoring goals now that weren't previously scoring goals. Do you know how sick Gakpo is when he comes off the bench? Like, the guy is ridiculous.
You know what I think?
Do you get what I'm saying? So like they've got a lot more firepower, and you've got to.
But they've always had fire.
Young,
They've always had firepower. They've always had firepower.
They
That's been their best.
The thing is, they've had a lot of names. They've always had what's his name's always injured. Jota. When he plays, he's a sick baller. He scores goals when he plays, but he's always injured. Gakpo was new. There was always just
Darwin Nunes
can't hit a barn door with a banjo. And then
he scored 17 goals. He scored 17 goals last year. He scored more goals than Luis Diaz and Gakpo.
Or in the Premier League though.
And he scored more goals overall. He scored more goals.
I like Darwin Nunes. I think he's a good player. I think he sometimes gets people like to criticize him a lot, but he's not been a prolific goal scorer for Liverpool.
Don't worry, they're going to their Jay Spearing days soon when they lose Trent now, Van Dijk.
I hope so.
And Alisson. They're going back to Jay Spearing and Stuart Downing. And you know what? Big up Toon Tactics for his club because they want Anthony. So big up.
No, they do not.
I'm hearing now.
You didn't see Chris Wheeler come out with that they're looking at Anthony as one of the right winger options. They looked at Madueke. Now they want to keep Madueke Chelsea because he's a starting one. Now they're looking at Anthony.
I would not be
Eddie Howe, man. I would never cut you again if you take him ever again.
I will never steal meat from the pot again if they take him.
No, guys, to the Man United fans, I wouldn't be reveling too much because I'm reading Scott McTominay is killing it in Serie A.
I please keep the praise because it's the same PR that United, that English man wanted to be pundits. You know what? I'm so happy they're glad with him. I'm so happy he's thriving. Stay there, keep thriving, keep doing your thing. And when Conte ends up leaving or getting sacked, we'll see. But other than that, doesn't matter. Continue thriving.
You want players that leave your club to go and do well. Like, go and do well in Italy. That's fine.
Yeah, man, he didn't do nothing bad to me. He just got selected too often.
Yeah, but when
don't they sound like the ex that says, "Oh no, I don't care if she's with somebody else. She looks happy. She looks all right. She's all right, bro. She looks happy, bro. I'm happy for her."
Dude. Is Isaac
sorry?
struggling to sign a contract, or is that
Who's that?
Nah, it's just two in and front. We don't know. Nobody knows.
Who's
Nobody knows. Isak. So after Gordon signed his contract, Bruno signed his contract, Joe Linton signed his contract. So Isak's seen all of that, and now he's like saying, "No, come on, let's sign a contract," type of thing. So they're just working it out. We'll see how it goes.
Current contract until
this is
2028.
Oh, I forgot. Sorry, here's the Sharks. Yes.
No.
Bro.
Wait, before the Sharks come, let me just add some common sense. His contract's not up till 2028, so it makes zero difference.
It is. Are you sure? Isn't it up in 20?
No, his contract's a long time. He signed like a 6-year deal when he signed.
So it's not right.
Okay then. No, but he wants to be the highest paid player at Newcastle, so he's waited for all these players to get nice pay hikes. He's waited for all these players to get nice pay hikes, and he's seen the money that they're on.
How do you know what he wants?
Because he's waiting for the Sheikh to say, "Yeah, man."
Yeah,
you know what? Since Man City won the ATP, and we've been proven that there is a cartel running the PSR, maybe we can raise our wages. How about that?
The poor victims that are Newcastle and Manchester City. It's victimized all the time. against.
Stefan, you actually don't know what you're talking about because you haven't actually read the emails and everything.
I
else
read
about
everything.
the case.
I read.
So you know there was a CEO from a well-known club who's gathered 10 other clubs, including Man City, including Man United, Arsenal, Liverpool, and everybody else. As soon as within 5 days of Newcastle's takeover, to say, hey,
Of course.
we need to bring some rules together to stop the Gulf states from taking over. So it's not.
I would have done the same thing.
Stefan, it's not me playing victim. It's actually facts that have happened, right?
Yes,
You know
I
what
would
it
have
is?
done. Of
I
course,
agree. I think
politics.
it's wrong. It's wrong. You know what it is? Yeah, it's the Americans trying to protect themselves because they know if them man come over from the Middle East, they can't compete with their sort of money, and it's unfair.
Could be, yeah, could be.
And you know what it goes to show? You know what it goes to show? Who cares if you can spend a bit of money, even if it's a little bit extra? Let's be real. Money in football doesn't solve everything on the pitch.
No, it doesn't.
So and Man United have proven that. Chelsea for 2 years proved that. You know, many teams have proven it. It don't matter how much money you spend. The Galacticos is the best example. Still, it wasn't that good, was it?
I'm sorry. But
one sounds a lot, but honestly,
that's not true.
Come on, that's not true.
It does matter how much
no,
money.
but it's always about how you spend your money at the end of the
It's
day.
about how you spend.
But you still have to run your business as
But
first.
there's no coincidence that Pep will give a left back half a season, and when he don't,
but the thing is, if you look at what
replace him, and then we'll replace him 5 times until he gets it right. Same with goalkeepers, same with right backs.
Yeah, but if you look at our deals, they do good deals at the end. In the end of the day, he done the rebuild. Pep got what he wanted. People can say, yeah, but City spent all this money. But really and truly, if you go look at how much money they've actually spent over the last few years or so, it's not even higher than Arsenal's spending.
Wait.
And that's a fact. But the thing is, Arsenal had to spend to get where they want to be. Obviously, that's the case. But with City, I just think everyone looks at it because they feel like, because they got this shake involved that they must be spending money all the time. They spend a lot of money on their wages and bonuses, by the way. If you want to say that,
they pay Haaland $1 million a week.
I would as well if he gave me a treble.
They pay a million a week.
$1 million a week.
It's not that. Basically, with his base salary, if he hits all his bonuses, see, this is what
Which he does.
By the way, Phase, this is why I hate when people come on even my own channel and try to talk nonsense on, even if it is other clubs, is when it comes to certain clubs, then they want to hit the extras, the add-ons, that whatever you want on top of whatever fees. Lots of times, and you can go and look into contract breakdowns, you don't know what player bonuses are. But all of a sudden, because it's City, they dive into what Haaland really gets, and they say, oh, wait, all of the bonuses, if he hits them, he earns about 800k per week if he hits all of them, and he hits a lot of goals, obviously. So, but they don't do that breakdown for other players at other teams. Because if you don't see that, you'll be surprised at what bonuses are on.
No, I can almost guarantee no one else is offering, with or without bonuses, that amount of money.
When you're winning trophies, it doesn't matter.
And let's be honest, City are under 115 charges and all stuff like that. And they're the only team that have two quality players in every position.
It's going to get wiped. I'm telling you now, when the Premier League get embarrassed from just day .1 over this, it's a separate thing, by the way, obviously. Just from them getting embarrassed that easily, I guarantee a lot of these charges that you lot are hoping on, you know what it is? It comes from a hater's perspective on them being so successful, innit? And that's the way I look at it.
It's not, no, the Premier League.
It's a hater's perspective, man.
I'll tell you why they won't get embarrassed. Because the Premier League are the top dog. They got I'll tell you. They got embarrassed. They got supremely embarrassed by the fact that Chelsea did very similar things for 20 years. They got a lot of bad rap in the press because of it. So now the second time that the same stuff comes out, they're gonna go hard. They're gonna go extremely, extremely harsh on Man City. This bullshit PR that you saw that Man City had won that case. People need to go read.
The come from Martin Ziegler.
That was complete bullshit.
Yeah, but when I can't say it's PR when it's Martin Ziegler who actually, when it comes to like businesses and trials and all sorts, like it's the guy to go to. He's the one that starts posting. I wouldn't call it PR.
No, it wasn't. First of all, it wasn't Martin Ziegler. Martin Ziegler just posted the rulings. It was the other guy from Time Sport who posted that Man City has won. I forgot his name. Sam Wallace. Yeah, Sam Wallace. But if you go to other, you can again, guys, it's politics. You can tell which journalists get access to which club, and that's how you can tell their articles.
How you know how these ATP cases, the cases are like. Yes, they made 25 essentially you can say accusations or whatever claims, Man City. They won 2 of them. You only need to win 1 to win the case. They won the case.
No, they
That's
didn't
what it
win.
is. You don't need to win 15 of them to win the
They
case.
won 1 case. They won
They won 2,
cases.
and that means they've won the case.
Out of 23, out of 25
Yes.
charges.
They've
Yes.
still got the charges. They've still got the charges.
Yeah, they still got
By
the
the way,
charges.
I don't know about me, but does anyone feel like they'll probably get a small fines for these little things here and there that they
Points
like,
deduction.
and then they might say, you know what, just keep everyone happy. We'll give you like 6 points
I
deduction.
think they use that
And
ATP. I think they use that ATP case to give the Premier League a leak of some of the stuff they've got on the Premier League. Those emails about Newcastle, about Man City are just the tip of the iceberg. And they're saying, if you're going to push with this, we've got a whole lot of other emails and a whole lot of other conversations that you've had about us.
When you've got someone called Lord Panic, out of all names, running your stuff, then you know it's time to just, you know what?
Guys, they're taking on all the clubs. They're pissing off the.
No,
Premier
they're taking
League
on
by
your
being-
clubs. Not
Yeah.
taking on all the clubs. They're not taking on
Only
Chelsea, Everton.
Newcastle and Chelsea. Yeah. The
No,
two-
Newcastle, Chelsea, Everton, Wolves, Nottingham
Forest.
Forest.
Not Wolves. Not Wolves. It was
Wolves. Wolves are on the other side as well. All of them. So it's literally split in half.
Most of the
Leicester.
league, most of the league, including the biggest clubs apart from Man City, are.
Ooh, but we've all got equal votes.
La
though, so
Liga.
who cares about the biggest
Not
club?
only that, the presidents of La Liga and Serie A have also spoken out
Because
and
they're
said
great.
Man
The
City.
Super League guys, right? Yeah, everyone. We should listen to them, right?
But again, Toon, the politics are against them. The political pressures are against them.
By
they have
who?
more enemies than they have friends,
By who?
including
So
the one enemy that is
So
the
what?
league.
If Super League happens and United join, I'm not supporting United no more. Like, I'm not having a league where you're not in the domestic league anymore. I refuse.
I completely agree with this.
I'll go support somebody else, man. I'm not having that.
But they have to. But that's the point, because most of the Premier League
Millwall,
teams
innit? You go
are
back to
against Man
Millwall.
City.
They're not my local team.
Oh, okay.
Not anymore.
Okay.
Leicester. I think Leicester would be now.
Okay.
Roughly, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, going back to the football, guys.
That was the football.
There's this, yeah. I mean, I heard some predictions about Liverpool, Chelsea, but I didn't really hear any predictions about West Ham, Spurs. Can I get some predictions? Because a lot of people were talking about West Ham's manager. Some people were rating him better than Ange, and some people were saying no, they'd rather have Ange at West Ham. Blah blah blah. So I just want to know, how do people see this game?
What will help me, Ash, with that question is to you, actually.
Yeah.
Whether Tottenham win this game. When Tottenham collapsed against Brighton, is that a mental thing or a tactics thing?
I personally think
Probably both.
I think it was more on the mental thing, because I don't understand
Come on,
how
Ash.
we make a one mistake and then we capitulate and we don't respond whatsoever. I do put some blame on Ange, because I thought Ange was being stubborn by not changing anything. And then when he came out at the end, he was like almost trying to prove a point. Like he said, no, it doesn't matter if I made the substitutions. It wouldn't make a damn difference. The mentality of the players on the pitch was totally wrong. But for me, he needs to be proactive. If we're getting outdone on the flanks, or if the midfield there's no control, I personally think he needs to change one of those players, like Werner. If he's not tracking back, if Johnson's not tracking back, one of those players have to be hooked off.
Can I just say that any other manager says that and they get absolutely crucified?
It's crazy, isn't it, Yoms?
I think it's absolutely mad.
Gets away with so much.
This is the
I don't get why.
I've seen him literally
What did I say? So mad.
throw the club under.
Not you, Ash.
under
Him.
Hey, Yoms, Ash, stop getting rattled, man. Let's hear what Yoms
I just wanted to hear.
Yeah, no, for real. This I've, on a couple of occasions, throw the players under the bus like straight away. Right?
Who Ange?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like saying the mentality of the players when you've made no subs, you demand high energy, running, pressing constantly, and you're not making subs when your team go
Yeah,
You
Yums.
and shifts. I don't understand.
Youngs, this is. I know you're not gonna like this, but we laughed about this before. This is where Ten Hag is a genius, because you tell Ten Hag, yeah, there's been 30 shots against your goal. He says, yeah, we're a
No,
dynamic team. We're a dynamic team.
No,
I think that's what you need to do with Ten Hag and say, yeah, like,
no, for me,
Listen,
But
I've already
doesn't.
told you
Honesty
I've
is
had
not
it with
always
Ten
the
Hag.
best policy. Is that what we're saying? Is honesty not always the best policy?
no, but Ash,
No.
for me, if you watched him, there was this perfect picture still, or they showed him right after Brighton scored the third goal. He looked completely shell shocked. He looked high as a kite. Like he looked like he was like staring into, like he had no idea what the hell was going on. He was completely lost. And then for me, some of the comment, I honestly think Spurs need to muzzle him or give him some sort of media training,
no, there's
because
nothing wrong with him.
because some of the comments he said before the game, they were like, both teams are really open, Ange. What do you think? Do you think that Spurs maybe need to kind of play a bit more? No, let's keep it open and entertaining, which was hilarious because what happened was just beautiful.
Did you watch the full interview though, Stefan?
Yes,
I feel like
I watched and then after, for me, what was more egregious was after the press conference when they asked him, and should you have not changed something watching Destiny Udoji get absolutely manhandled by Minte constantly and not changing anything? Should you have not changed something? And Andrew's like, yeah, there was no point. You know, we didn't do enough we didn't do enough in the second half. Drawing the game, we didn't deserve to draw the game. What the fuck? This isn't like Sunday League football where, we didn't play well, we didn't deserve. This is Premier League football. Even if you can maintain a draw, you do it. A point is important a way to. How can you say that type of stuff? And this is where I think he is completely out of his. I think he is the most. I've never seen a coach get such just a media blowjob time and time again. I've never seen it before.
Ash. You look like you're gearing up for
I've
something.
never seen it.
I was gonna ask.
Feedback too.
No. You know what it is? I think it's a mad one because I agreed when I first heard the comments. I was outraged. I was like, "Is he all right? Is he okay? How can you not have that responsibility?" And then I don't know, and maybe I'm taking this way out of hand, but I don't know if he's talking about the substitutions. Would that make a difference to their mentality as a whole? Like, it doesn't matter if I had 3 subs, 5 subs.
Yeah.
It wouldn't make a difference because they need to respond back. They weren't doing the basics. If you're not doing the basics, and you're not closing down on your players, you're not.
Yeah.
The energy's not right. You're not doing the foundations for what I'm about. Then what's the point?
But surely you're describing substitution. You're describing circumstances in which you do make a substitution.
Literally.
Because if you're not running, I'm going to bring you off. Don't say you're not running, so I'm going to leave you
I think
on.
you're talking like the whole team.
The whole team.
Individuals. Like if it was an individual, and I say like, Werner's not running or Solanke's not running, then you just take those 2 off.
No, I think we're giving him way too much.
No, but Ash, you also make a substitution so you can make a tactical tweak. Usually with a substitution,
I agree with that.
You tactically tweak the system. He didn't do any of that, and his response wasn't, I just thought, the players were doing. Don't answer. Do a more PR answer saying like, I thought the players were playing well.
No, sorry to cut you, Steph. After this game, he should have came out and said, I fucked up. It's not
exactly.
Blame the players. I see Arteta do it all the time when we were shit when he first started. It's my responsibility.
But what if he doesn't believe that? What if he genuinely believes the players messed up? Why would he then say?
He always blames the players too.
We played Southampton. We went 1-0 down. We scored a goal back. Arteta said, we're not fucking doing this. Brought 3 man on and changed the game. Substitutions literally changed the game. You literally watch your team. It's like watching your boxer get punched in the face with an overhand right. Every time he comes back to the corner, you say, nothing. Go back out. He gets punched in the face again. Comes back to the corner of a round. You say you make it.
This is literally the reason he doesn't get the same backlash as other managers get.
Because he's Tottenham.
He says mate a lot.
Yeah.
Right. And he's seen as this darling nice guy who's come into the Premier League. The truth of the matter is, if your team, when you're 3-0 up, you take control of the game. You
Yeah,
stop trying to
Basuma
just
and
go
Sarr
gun
as
ho
well,
and create.
you know.
Like you've just got to you play the game differently when you're 3-0 up, right? When you then go 3-1 and you see your players aren't doing their defensive duties, change something.
Yeah.
Do you go? Sorry,
I-
two.
I would like to see
Change something. Everybody knows the third goal in a game
Guys,
is
it
the most
was
important goal.
why?
I just
Okay,
don't
okay.
get why he doesn't make any
I
changes.
like to see the turnovers of Ange's team last year and this year. You know what it is? Let's just call that for what it is. I don't think it's all on Ange as well. I think Ange's got a point. You know what it is? These players are just shit. And you just need to call it out for what it is, yeah?
But Cass, he bought these players.
Yeah, I
I'm
know,
fed up with this
I know, but
excuse.
it might not have been him though. We don't know if it's
No,
him.
it was him. He said he
I-
wanted Timo Werner.
I guarantee he probably didn't want him, yeah. I
What do you mean?
guarantee
He re-signed Timo Werner twice.
I guarantee he probably didn't want him. Like, anyways, look, I don't know. You might be right, and that could be on Ange. But then you got to look at your board saying why we don't believe that Timo is the right fit. We should be going for someone else. And what I'm trying to get across is they used to have Kulusevski on the right, and they used to have Son on the left with Richarlison up front. Two of their wide players used to keep the ball quite well, definitely better than Werner and Brennan Johnson. The thing is, he sacrifices so a little bit. You've gone for Brennan, who's going to get you a goal, but when it comes to turnovers and giving the ball away and not really being that tight in possession, both of them suck. So, and this is United's issue, is that it doesn't stick when he gets up front. So every time they're doing doggy work backwards. And that's exactly what happened in the second half of Brighton. They'll win the ball back as quickly in the areas they need and get the ball quickly down their flanks, and it will expose everything that they've got going on, and it doesn't matter no more. So that's why I look at the players. And you know what it is? You got to look at it like this, Stefan, as well. You're an Arsenal fan, right?
Yeah.
Let's take a step back, yeah? Step back and just look at football and the Premier League. Is that front three, even if it is their best front three, is that even top 6 quality?
No, I agree with you there.
But that's not what the argument.
And let's keep moving it backwards, yeah? The only thing we probably like about Spurs is their back line.
No, they're shit. They're the most overrated back line in football.
No, but forget it. We're getting away from the actual point of the argument about Ange, innit? It's simple. It's simple.
Apparently, Ange did blame himself. He said, allegedly, he said, ultimately, it was my fault.
Yeah.
The fact that he's not owning up to not make substitutions and then wants to say the players it wouldn't have made no difference is retarded.
That's bonkers to me.
And the fact that I don't even watch Spurs as much as you just did, Cass. But the fact that I don't know where you live, but you do this for what you get on YouTube. He's getting paid how much? Hundreds of thousands, if not millions, and hasn't sussed this out his fucking self. He's got a style of play that apparently to the players he has isn't working that well. It doesn't. You've seen it last season. It started off well for 10 games. It fell down the hill.
They messed up this summer.
No, but guys, wait. From a professional standpoint, you have a guy that you're paying millions of pounds, and he comes out after you have bottled a 2-goal lead, saying, "You know what? There was no point to make a sub. We didn't deserve to win." You're the owner. You're the owner, and you're listening to this bullshit.
Yeah,
come on.
Because you know what it is. Yeah, I don't actually believe he rates these players regardless. I think there's something. If you look at the recruitment this summer, their recruitment this summer is stinky. And Tottenham just do this thing where, you know what, I can't believe a year and a half, it looked really good. You know, Kulusevski coming in, they got a Doji through the door, he's been paid for, comes in the summer.
He's only been there a year and a half.
Newcastle will be so good.
He got bought in January and he arrived in the summer. Yeah, they got Pedro Porro, or I call him Pedro Porno.
When did Spurs look good for a year and a half?
No. I said their recruitment.
Oh,
yeah, their recruitment. Man was saying that they won the summer transfer window.
This summer, they gave him two kids who I don't think should have been going straight there, especially that Bergvall anyways. The guy's he's literally the male version of flipping, what's his name, Britney Spears when she was young, bro. Like, the guy's fairy. And you look at everyone else. Who else did they buy? This summer? Solanke, I don't mind, but that was excessive amounts of money as it is.
He was their best player up to the end.
They spent 40 million on one of those kids that you just named that they gave him, supposedly. They spent 14 million on Archie Gray.
The thing is, obviously, we don't always look toward. You can see where Spurs don't like Daniel Levy, but if I'm Ange, you got given that first team. That team got injuries, and we gave it a blight. But you look at this, the summer of that recruitment is that horrendous. No wonder why you can't bring no one off the bench or whoever, because it actually, you know what it is? They're just crap. They're just average. They glorified the Jed Spence because he had a decent preseason and that, and he's like, oh, we can fill in the role. We could do that job very nicely, Stefan. Guess what? He's just not that good.
But Cass,
Davies is still there.
wait. I would agree with you when it comes to Conte and Mourinho at Spurs, where Mourinho wanted Skriniar, got fucking Joe Rodon instead. But, did you guys remember that? Yeah, okay. But this guy, he has said from the get-go, and Ash can verify this, Brennan Johnson was my number one guy. I wanted Brennan Johnson. There are rumors supposedly that he said I wanted Dominic Solanke over Eberechi Eze. They're saying that he chose to go for Solanke over Eze. So he has gotten those. No other Spurs coach has ever been backed as much as this guy, which to me blows my mind because they had Conte and Mourinho before that. And even
got to their recruitment though, man. Their recruitments, even if
I agree with you. I agree with you on that. But don't give me this excuses that the media do with Ange because he's a nice guy, mate. You know,
The thing is, it's true. And the thing is though, Cass, right? You said about the players, yeah.
I don't think
But then described a tactical reason as to why they blew 2-0 lead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I didn't say.
You know what I'm
I didn't say it's all Ange's. It's not. It's definitely all the players' fault. Ange has got a hold. Some criticism. He's got a hold some all day long, like any manager does. But for me, again, the players are just not that good, and we shouldn't expect any better. Anyways, if I'm being totally honest, this is normal. This is a Spurs, but a fancy way of looking at them nowadays. Instead of it being degenerate-looking football, it's just fancy high line for life. It is what it is. It's in their DNA. And guess what? They just didn't have their favourable run they do have at the start of the season. And that's just the bottom line of it. They glorify Brendan Johnson. You know what? Continue doing it. They called Richarlison on, and you know what? Continue doing it. Because you know what? Continue. They
As a Brendan Johnson scored in 6 straight games.
Romero's a Rolls Royce. Basuma's the next best thing. Benton Hott is amazing, even though he's actually...
Yoms, I told you about this.
So you know what? Continue with it.
I completely every season. Bissouma has 5 good games. He's better than Declan Rice. He's better than fucking Roger.
I knew that's where it's going.
They always do this, and then when shit hits the fan and all these players disappear, like Madison,
and Partey's better than Rodri.
And you know what the maddest thing is, yeah? The truth hurts. Star in the comments. You can say what you want at Old Trafford. Anyone come to Old Trafford and collect points. The thing is, I know my team is shit. Go watch my channel. I don't care. I'm speaking as a perspective of what I see, and you lot are just not that good. And even if you got another manager in, you'll probably be in a similar position. And you're 2 points behind us with a manager who's about to lose his job. He's got no Cobby on the weekend, no Garte. Johnny Evans is going left back apparently. So with me,
who you got on the weekend?
Brentford.
They're scoring goals in the first minute.
Please, Ten Hag's last game.
We need to hold 2 or 3. You know what? 3-0, 3-0. Give him 3. Let Mbermo have all 3.
But guys, going back to the question. Spurs. We're waiting, you know.
You know what is at the same time, I think Ange has been let down by the recruitment and getting some better tools of players as well. Because I think Spurs were in a good position.
Didn't he spend over 100 million?
No.
Yes, he spent 400 million.
He did. All right. One thing's first. We all know Levy is a control freak, especially when it comes to recruitment, and the sanctions don't really come from the manager. Let's get one thing straight. True. We know. Can you confirm that for me, Ash? He's a control freak, yeah?
Yeah.
As much as we want to say he spent, they spent as well at the same time. They sanctioned these deals. Their recruitment scoured these players.
Literally giving him the same leeway that the media does. When it's Arteta spent 700 million pounds. When it's Ten Hag spent 80 million pounds on Anthony. It's the same thing, bro.
The thing is, the difference is with Ten Hag, he got given power that Ange doesn't have. He got control.
Yes, he does. Ange said every signing goes through me. I have to approve every signing.
For me.
Quick question, yeah.
You're gonna say that though.
Who's got a better team, Man U or Spurs?
I think United's got a better squad.
Same.
First 11 is probably questionable, and you can actually have a go through it and have a hard contest in the first 11. Look, end of the day, both managers and teams are underperforming clearly, obviously, but at the same time, I think Spurs did not give Ange proper players that he could have got off. Because I reckon even if there was the Manu Kones that's coming all of a sudden, a bit different profiles. You know, if Udogie gets injured again, you still got Ben Davies there. That's horrendous.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? It's like if a Madison gets injured, who you put in there? Bergvall, suck my dick, bro.
Sorry, but Madison's overrated, bro.
You're relying on you got a mixed race from Nottingham Forest who's giving you a purple patch. And you got the wrong one. It should have been Morgan Gibbs White.
Yeah,
And the thing is,
they always
it's just not that good, bro. And I just don't think they're giving them proper players.
Madison is overrated.
If Ange got given what
he's
10
one
half
player.
spend, I'll guarantee. If you give Ange this Man United squad, guarantee he does lightning years better.
Stop it, Cass.
crazy,
Why
man.
does he do lightning? Why does he do lightning?
So in terms of the game, Ash, I saw your tactics around what you said about West Ham and Tottenham, and it's that midfield battle. And I can't figure. My only question, that's why I asked about, is it tactics or mentality? Because the midfield battle is going to be one there. West Ham are already a bit shaky in terms of where they're at, their form is. But I'm just wondering, I can almost see Tottenham like almost going 4-0 up almost in the first 15, 20 minutes, kind of style, in terms of you flooding the midfield and going out their back line.
Yeah, you're right.
I
just West Ham lack legs. I don't know.
Yeah,
like
they do.
It's Alvarez and all those guys, Suchek.
That's why they can't find balance, and that's
they
why
can't find exactly, Kaz. They can't find the balance. So I can see you guys just totally overrunning them. But my concern is if say you got a goal up, Bowen, and they go on and they counter attack.
It is, and this is why I was going back to that quote that Ange was saying. Even if I changed 11 of the players, 11 and 11. It's the mentality.
Where is it, by the way? Is it?
Isn't that not
Tottenham's ground?
It's at Spurs.
I'd give you a win, man. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know.
This is going to be like a 3-0, bro.
I don't trust West Ham. Honestly, does any Yoms, FaZe, or two? Do any of you really trust West Ham away from home?
I don't trust none of these teams.
Maybe guys.
West Ham.
If it was
last year,
no. If it was attack versus attack,
wait, I need a Deji meltdown again. I need numbers on my YouTube channel. So please,
if it was attack versus attack, it would be a different debate. West Ham's attack is better than Spurs.
Don't let Ten Hag get sacked and you're only 2 points above. I swear, I'll be shameless.
Yeah. That can't happen. I mean, look, if this is what I was talking about, who's a better manager? That's what I brought up earlier, Lopetegui or
Lopetegui. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And I think if Spurs do lose this game and West Ham go on to win, then it's going to be very shaky ground for Ange. He's not going to have like much places to hide, in my opinion. That's what I was going at. But
Ash, can I ask you a question, Ash? Can I ask you a question?
Go on.
Spurs come in 5th again or 6th this year.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Don't win anything, right? Or don't have decent cup runs.
Well, that's normal.
What we saying about Ange? Is it time to pull the trigger, or is it time?
No, I don't think so. I think it's going to take because at the moment the mentality of the club is horrible. You know what I'm saying, and it's not just the players.
I agree.
It's not just the fans. Because look, if you watch the comments, it's so split in my comments. I don't know if you lot have realised.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
But that just shows the mentality of the fans, and that comes from the board. Do you know what I'm saying? The club, the mentality is horrible. So if you're asking a manager, any manager, because we've had like top managers come in, and Conte had a massive meltdown. He didn't realize what he was walking into. So I think if Ange stick around, he can't do it in 2 seasons, in my opinion, like 5th or 6th.
So I'm ready to pull the trigger on Ten Hag now, like right now.
No, like figuratively. This is a metaphor.
Stop it.
Allegedly.
You have to consider.
He was the biggest Ten Hag defender.
No.
I was.
No. Listen. You have to consider style of play, and under like Conte and Mourinho, that was back-to-back turgid football for a lot of the fans. We couldn't really take any more, and that's the reason why people giving Ange more of a grace, because we're playing this expansive, front-footed football that we haven't seen since Poch days, and I think that's the reason why there's a lot of hopium in the club at the moment, and I include myself taking some of those pills. But I think when you're looking at Manchester United situation, they're going through a bad style of play, and they're having their worst finish in like 15 to 20 years. And
wait, what do you mean by worst finish? Like as in last season?
Yeah, last season.
No, in Premier League history.
Sorry, Premier League history.
Yeah, there you go.
For a Manchester United fan, they're used to winning titled and Champions League.
They
They
still
haven't got
But they did win.
football.
They
won
win
a
titles with
trophy.
that.
No. They won FA Cups and a League Cup. That's not who they are. They're Manchester
They're
United.
over there.
I understand that. I understand that, Ash, right?
If it was Spurs now, and we were winning FA Cups and League
Phase.
Cups, it would be a different conversation.
I understand that. I understand that, and I understand the context
But
of the teams and the size of the clubs. Yeah. What I'm saying is, we've just had a debate around, and I'm looking in the comments as well. A lot of people are saying if you take Spurs's 11 or squad and United's squad, even if United
there's
is
first
a
11 and then there's squads.
and squad, right? So if you take United's squad, because a season is a squad game, right?
Right, there you go.
I don't think that United's squad is that much better than Spurs' squad.
In your
Me
opinion.
too.
In my
In
opinion,
your opinion.
right? I don't think we're that far apart. I think if we are better than you, I don't, in terms of a squad, I don't think we're that far apart, right?
Mhm.
So in terms of how much Ten Hag gets berated, and I'm firmly on the berating Ten Hag side now. What I don't understand is how this guy gets so lauded.
It goes back to your Southgate
The
point.
squads are
I
not
completely agree.
Because we're not Tottenham Hotspur, and we never will be. They've got a lot of catching up to do. They've got how many league titles have they won in their history? Like 2. Bro, I'm not being funny. This is the difference. The PR for what we're used to and what we've done to the league over the years. We're not Tottenham. We're not putting ourselves on that level. So that's why this guy Ange doesn't get lauded as much as Ten Hag, and that's a fact.
Yeah, but beating Ten Hag with this Manchester United stick, with the shit he's got on the pitch, is clearly not fair. Then
Yeah, but he signed that shit, Chinks. He signed
him.
half of the Dutch national team.
That
That's
also applies for
and just saying most of these man who's
Yeah,
But I think
lost majority of their last 30
but I
games.
think we're comparing apples and oranges here. Well,
No,
I think
hold on. Before we move on, he's simply saying, why does Ange get praised and speaking so highly about and get all these excuses made for him about we've gone back to Levy, we
I
started
think
talking about this
if
player
it
and this player.
was
But Ten Hag's win 2 trophies in 2 years and then he gets beaten with the Man United. That's not fair.
Man United are self-entitled, isn't it? So that's the difference.
No, but
They-
that's not
you
fair
know,
because
you
you only
know-
as good as the 11 players on the pitch.
no,
Yeah,
but
but that's
wait,
what I'm saying. We're
Mourinho.
comparing apples and oranges. That's what I'm saying. Like what Ash, I
Wow.
think Ash, you're about to explain, which is you went through like a whole period of managers after the Poch era where you were playing high pressing football. You went to a period of about 5-6 managers playing counter attacking football, really poor football. You went back to now wanting to play high pressing, free flowing, Tottenham attacking style football, which Ange brought you, and you're still in that process because you still need those players to fit those profiles to fit that style. So even if Tottenham finish 5th this season, he's not going to get sacked because the process in terms of getting the players that they want for that particular style of football is still processing. Essentially.
Expectation of United
No,
as
but how
are
does that
night and day.
how does that rebuttal Yom's point of why does Ange get praised so much? How
By
does
who?
that
Because the expectation,
by
Yeah,
media?
yeah.
No one,
Kaz is
everybody's
correct.
talking
I
about the
just-
context, but no one's actually explaining to me
I
why
just-
Ange gets
one
so
word.
much praise.
Because
he
what you
plays
can do,
attack-
right? All you
because he
can
plays
do, right?
attacking
All
football.
you can do, right, is look at the similarities in the tools that they have. Yeah, Ange and Ten Hag have very similar tools in terms of their squads, right? What I do not understand is how Ten Hag, fair enough, has the worst Premier League, and I'm not backing Ten Hag. I am firmly Ten Hag out now. I will take near enough any manager in the Premier League right now over Ten Hag, right?
You take Ange? You take Ange?
No, I wouldn't take Ange. I wouldn't take Ange. I wouldn't. I just think playing a high line when you don't have to play the players to play a high
It's
line
stupid.
is pathetic. It's stupid.
Do you feel the same about Brighton as well?
What do you mean?
I don't see Brighton doing that.
They play
Brighton
you
doing
know
that.
how high their line is.
I know Brighton play a high line, but they don't do it when they don't have the players to,
Yes, they
to
do.
not do it.
Yes,
I don't think
100% they do.
I don't think they do.
One, I'm literally doing the football preview on
Can we
that.
go back to phases thing? Why are we talking about Brighton all of a sudden?
Yeah,
Phases-
we're using Brighton to.
Because you know what the difference is, yeah. Again, one word: expectations. That's one thing between two of the different clubs, and two, Ten Hag has destroyed so many things at United in terms of what they called again. Like let's say United beat my man 10 or 10, 15 times, and then before you know it, he's destroyed that because he's lost it or whatever. His worst place finish. What is it? what would you call it again? I don't know why I can't think of it. I'm just too tired.
A record.
Yeah, he broke. Yeah, that's it. He's
Yeah,
broke.
so that's great. I'm not
United.
saying that Ten Hag
And-
doesn't deserve to
and-
be berated for
Yeah,
what
but
he's
Ange
doing
losing,
record at United.
Ange losing now against Brighton and all this kind of stuff and the media stuff. Look, this is the praise Tottenham get because this is just it's like trying to. I'm not even gonna say the comparison because it's a bit rude, isn't it? But blue bus, isn't it?
No, but
No,
wait,
I-
Cass.
I-
But wait. Let's compare Mourinho and Conte at Spurs, because when they were at
Why?
Spurs, when they were at Spurs,
They love
if Mourinho had come out and said, "I usually win in my second season," people would say, "What an arrogant prick."
Because
Because
Mourinho actually did get to a final and they didn't even let him play.
yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
But I'm just comparing. This guy says that stuff with the context of being, as you said, a Spurs coach,
Yeah.
and nobody says anything about him being arrogant. His interviews when he loses, he's such a prick. He comes close to Klopp in terms of the level of prick.
Yeah.
Nobody says anything. Nobody says anything about
exactly
that.
what I'm saying. It's almost like the guy is just
It's
going to
untouchable.
be, like how Trump fans don't give a shit what Trump says.
Call it Spurs fans, Trump fans.
That
Yeah,
honestly,
I completely-
that is the
I
level
completely
that I see with
Trump.
Ange.
Then
What's
it's
going on
kind
with Trump?
then
That's the level that I see with Ange.
if it is, then it's just media being media. It's like
It's the media,
it's-
like,
it's not-
isn't it?
it's
No,
just-
it's not. It's because he is the closest thing to what journalists can kind of relate to.
So it
He's
is the
a
media then, because
60-year-old
journalists are part of the media. That's what Kaz is saying.
No, but he's a 60
Someone's got personality and someone doesn't. One gave a better first impression, the other
That's
one
all.
didn't.
That's
That's
what
it.
it is.
Exactly.
It's like okay, if me and FaZe, I don't know, like if he spoke to you a certain way and which you didn't like, and then I spoke to you a certain way which you did kind of prefer, you're gonna instantly be more nice to me than you're gonna be to FaZe. It's
But
just
you know what? If I was
nice. He's
if
not
I was
nice.
if I was an alien and I just come
but he
back
doesn't
to Earth
come to the
today,
journals.
and you
Ten
said
Hag
to me-
goes for the journals and he insults their intelligence all the
No,
time.
Cass,
he does
if-
it all the time.
if
That
somebody
would be
who
one.
if somebody who had never seen football, doesn't know who these managers are, doesn't know anything, said, "Who is the manager that has won 2 trophies in the last 3 years?" The automatic answer, by the way they are treated, would definitely
And
be
That's
So
okay.
standards and
Yoms, I'm
expectations.
saying.
But Yoms, on that, Yoms, on that, you're exactly right. But isn't that Man United's fault? Man United fans' fault, and and why I always compare it to apples and oranges. Your club is absolutely massive, and so it depends on what opinions are coming through.
Sorry,
from what,
it's not the
corners-
United fans' fault because the United fans stood by Ten Hag right up until
And they're thick as
Yeah, but
shit.
Yoms, okay,
this season
Yoms, you're a
until
classic.
next
Okay, Yoms, you're a classic case. You stood by Ten Hag. Now, he's won you 2 trophies. Say 7 games in, you treated him like a leper. I would say to you, you just give us a whole soliloquy about, it's only 7 games. Why don't you give
But
Ten
it's not
Hag?
only 7 games, though,
But
is
it's
it?
only
It's
7
2
games for
seasons
Ten
and
Hag.
7
But he's
games.
giving you 2 trophies,
Yeah.
right?
But
So
Spurs
what's
love that.
what's the point? I
But
don't
that's
get
why.
your point.
You're saying why are they both getting treated differently? I'm saying to you, there's 2 points to that. Your size of fans, you are a global fan base. You are absolutely different in terms of
Bro.
what you. Do you want me to complete? I want to be able to explain it.
Go on.
So then,
Sorry.
because your fan base is so massive, it depends which voices you're hearing. Because remember me and you had this conversation. I said to you, I said I thought most fans hated Ten Hag. Remember those are the days when you're backing him, and you said to me we're on a different algorithm, and you were absolutely right. Because when I did go to another algorithm, I saw exactly how many fans were backing Ten Hag. I didn't know that, and you was
Majority
absolutely
of fans did,
exactly. But I didn't know that until I actually spoke to you about that. Until I actually met you. So it depends which algorithm voice we're listening to.
Forget the media then. So why do you two here on the panel now passionately defend Ange so much when he makes absurd statements and
Why
shit
two?
performances?
Why
Why do
Me
you
personally,
Yeah,
I thought,
why
okay,
do you two?
so with Ange,
And Ten Hag down as well.
and the thing is, I'm going to make this comment because I'm guilty of it myself. You read an excerpt of what somebody said rather than watching the whole interview of what they said and what happened, and you make a judgment on that one excerpt of that. And the thing is, people forget that they've judged them for those small excerpts. So when these interviews happen, you align that to all those other things and say, he gets treated differently. Look at all the crazy stuff he says. But they haven't watched all the other interviews to actually give the
Even
broader
within
context.
that, though, too.
What he says
Even
the
within that,
crazy
though,
thing.
other managers don't get the grace of context.
Yeah.
This is what
No,
I'm
but
saying.
but the grace of context.
Other managers don't get the grace of
No, but
context.
Yoms, the question
Because
to me was,
what it sounds to me like is when Ten Hag was saying, we something
Dynamic or something
something
pretty
along the
shots.
lines of dynamic. We're dynamic, or something along the lines of, we're not trying to win the league this year, or those kind of things. Nobody looked at the lost in translation. But when it comes to Ange, if Ten Hag was Ange and he said that it'll be lost in translation, it'll be some kind of contextual reason.
you're
Ange
absolutely
gets
bingo.
literally, it's like he's golden boy, and
Yoms,
any
you're absolutely right. But the question Faze asked me was, why do us two on the panel? So me as an individual, I've had to look at Ange because I'm hearing all this stuff. Maybe I'm doing content creating, I have to take responsibility and actually watch the interviews of the stuff that he's been accused of being. So actually, I did it actually with Ten Hag on the Sancho case when they said, when he said, how can he say Sancho's not training? Then I watched the interview and I saw Ten Hag. He didn't just come up. It was a 10-minute interview. It's like the interview is about to end. They ask him about Sancho, and he says, "Oh no, he hasn't been playing well enough." That's all he said. But it was made out to be as if the moment he walks into the press room, he's just thrown Sancho under the bus. And everybody forgets all the things he did for Sancho, sent him to the mountains, looked after him. Guys, let me just, just 5
No, because
seconds.
then Steph's gonna cut in and go, Koyaf, we're gonna start talking about something else.
I'm just answering Yom's point about that particular situation where
No, but you're doing stuff. All right, so you see how you're doing all of that, yeah? The whole I will win a trophy in my second season. Explain that, because I don't think you need a 10-minute interview to explain that one. So explain that one then.
I haven't seen the interview to that. Maybe Ash can explain that.
It's your content creation, and you have to watch the whole interview.
But not on Newcastle, yes.
So for that specific one there, because you're giving him all these excuses and context.
Right,
so
cool.
for that one, when he looks at the woman dead in her eyes and said, "I always win a trophy in my
Go
second
on, Ash,
season."
explain it.
Explain the context behind that
Ash,
one, please.
explain it to us.
Basically, I can't remember it because it's a bit far back now.
Now we can't remember.
I'm like, forgive me, my bro. Look, she asked a different question. She stuttered, and then she no. This is
Doesn't want to know.
This is really what happened. She asked the question, she stuttered, and then she changed the question, and then he was like, "Are you gonna let me answer?" Yeah, she literally drew man out, and Ange,
and he fell for it.
He fell for it. He did.
Exactly. So own up and stop adding context and making excuses for it.
He goes, "Yeah, no, I wouldn't."
I'm literally watching Trump 2016 fans. He didn't say grab them by the pee.
Guys, I have a better example. Guys,
press conference, he's come out and he said, "Look, there's nothing wrong with saying that I was winning my second season because I have. It's because I have. It's an achievement. I don't see why I have to be ashamed about that."
Ash, you're way more intelligent.
Okay, wait. I have a better example.
So if I say but the ladies clearly asked him because Tottenham, to everybody outside, looks like they're not going to win nothing.
Have you seen the interview?
They got knocked out. Have
you seen the interview?
Yes,
I saw that. I saw it.
I saw that clip. Or did you see the bit after? Did you see the bit after when he explained?
I saw the bit when he looked at dead in her eyes and said, "I always."
Did you see the bit after? Did you see the bit after?
He over yes.
After.
No.
I want to say because I've watched it, but because you're going to ask me to quote it, and I don't remember it word for word. I just remember that.
You don't remember it,
Let Stefan.
This is crazy. Because now you still haven't rebutted the fact that he actually said it, and you've admitted that he fell for it, and now we're going, but you haven't seen all of it. I don't need to see all of it to hear bullshit and just quote it.
No. You do need to see all of it.
All right, go on, Stefan. You've seen all of it. No, you said you've seen all of it because you have to do content. You said that, so I quoted you on what you said, and then magically, when I had something that I had you behind the snooker ball, you said, "Oh, I haven't watched it." That's what happened, if I remember correctly.
No, I gave an example of Ten Hag and applied it to Ange in terms of those comments and excerpts.
Basically, chicks, he watched the whole of Ten Hag because he wanted to blast United.
No,
he didn't watch the Spurs one. He didn't want to blast Spurs.
I was backing your point. This is after Yoms you actually taught me about that. There's fans that back Ten Hag. I didn't until I met you. I didn't know there was
about Ange and he's going to. But go on, Steph.
No. First, I have two things. The first thing is Ange emotionally unintelligent? Does he not know what a statement like "I usually win in my second season"? How the press are gonna take that and massage it and
glamorize it and sensationalize it and whatever and use it in a bad way. Is he stupid? But okay. The second part is I have an even better example of the bias towards Ange. Tell me if any coach of any of the big teams, because Spurs like to say they're a big team and stuff like that. If any coach after losing 4-1 to Chelsea at home, if any coach after losing 4-1 to Chelsea at home, and that includes former Spurs managers like Harry Redknapp, like Propoch, if they had come out after the interview and they're like, Ange, you lost 4-1, like, why did were you not worried about you continued playing attacking football but you lost 4-1? And then he comes out and says it's who we are, mate, and laughs. Would that be acceptable? If Ten Hag did that after Liverpool beat them 3-0 recently, if Ten Hag came out and said it's who we are and started laughing, he would be lynched in the street.
100. This is
he
what
gets
I'm
away
saying.
with a lot.
He gets away with.
Ten Hag said all errors come to an end.
Exactly, and you're still throwing it in his face. So keep the same energy with Ange.
I'm not throwing anything to his face.
You just did.
No, he's saying.
I can't say what I said about Ange, you can't say that about Ten Hag.
No, what I'm saying is, me personally, I don't feel there's anything wrong with managers saying we can win something. Like I don't mind that confidence. I think it's a British thing around saying, "Oh, you can't say you're going to be a winner because what if they take it in the press and throw it against in your face?" I think say it.
Listen, Fergie said we'll knock them off their perch. He backed his chat in it.
18 years later, with no social media, no Facebook, no Twitter, no X.
I'm actually agreeing with your point, right?
Right.
He did, right? Mourinho said, "I am the special one. I came here to win
he proved
things,"
it.
and he did, right?
Yeah.
Klopp said he's going to win things, and he did, right? Look, the problem is not saying that you're going to win things. The problem is saying that. And then when shit goes wrong, none of those managers that I've quoted, that I've said above, then just say, that's who we are, mate, or the players are shit, or the players stopped doing their job. Like, that is how a manager says that, and then even the fans of the club still make, do you know what? In context, it was this. In context, it was that. The man has underperformed.
Okay. So say what you really think. Yeah.
The man's underperformed. Right, he's gone in his first season last season when he was top after 10 games. No team's ever been top after 10 games and finished outside the top 4.
Breaking records.
He spent a whole bag of money this year with how shit United are and how much we want our manager gone. How much I'm pissed that Tuchel is England manager and not United manager. That we are 2 points behind Spurs, and that could all change this weekend. And that shows you how shit Ange has been this year. But yet he gets the whole, no, even if he finishes 5th or 6th this year, we don't sack him.
Hold on. But so this is a secular argument. You've just said, how can you come and say you're gonna win something? Then you've got now said
I said there's nothing wrong with saying you're going to win something. I said there's nothing wrong with saying you're going to win something.
But if he finishes 5th, you say, but if he finishes 5th, you got to back your chat. Okay, fine.
You got to back your chat.
You got to give him a year. You got to give him. We'll let him back it then. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I would love to keep Ange. Keep Ange for 10 years.
But wait. Third thing about him that nobody calls him out on. He's full of shit. He contradicts himself. Wait. He contradicts himself. Last season, especially, Ash can confirm this. At the start of the season, when things were on a high and Spurs were winning the league, when they asked him, "Are you going to win the league?" and said, "Let the fans dream. We're currently first."
What's wrong with that?
Wait. And then after they lost 2-0 to Man City, he called out the fans, said the squad was nowhere near good enough to win the league, and
that's not why he called out the fans.
He called out the fans.
That's not why he called out the fans.
He never said it.
Because they don't have winning.
He called them out because fans were cheering on Man City to beat. Spurs fans were cheering Man City to beat them, so Arsenal could have won the league. That's what he was calling out. That's because there was somebody behind him in the row saying a Spurs fan cheering on Man City. He turned around and called him. Like, I can't remember what he said. But
I refuse to believe the match-going fans. Right?
No, it happened.
There's a clip.
It was embarrassing. Yomzi was embarrassed.
The majority of the match-going fans were not, and even if as a manager,
the stadium was quiet.
As a manager, even if that happens, there's certain times, great managers will look a camera down the focus, whatever you call it,
Lens.
and will say that did not happen. Like Ange cannot be coming out and saying the fans are shit, the players
Why
are
would he
shit.
do that? Then
Like,
you come up and say that he's insane, he's delusional, and
no,
all the stuff that you're accusing
listen,
him of now.
as a manager, you just don't come out and speak ill of the club like that. It's just a wrong thing to
I'm
do.
not making shit up.
It's just the wrong
Ilmatic,
thing
go
to
and
do.
read his interview. He said the fans in the club, I need to do a thorough investigation of the club. He even called out Levy, and in a way, and said that the mentality of
In
the
a
club.
way. Okay.
Yes, he inferred. He's not going to come out and say Levy's a fucking loser at the press conference to him.
Okay,
So
but
No,
yeah,
why?
because you know, no, but you're getting caught up in because you're attacking his point, saying that one thing didn't lead to one thing. Steph's quoting. He
I don't even know
actually
what we're
said,
arguing anymore. Honestly, I have no clue what we're
because
arguing.
you're so lost in defending Ange to the point where
I
you've
don't
got no more arguments. So now that Steph's completely
Wait,
rebuttaling your point,
wait.
you're saying now I don't even know
Yes,
what our argument. Our argument is about, because I don't know how you've got lost in this. Your
wait.
constant defense of Ange. That's what the argument is.
That is
It's been the same argument for 20 minutes.
Anja is garbage.
Listen. Wait, now we're doing that. Hold on. The question was,
and the dogs.
wait, no,
It's
no,
been
You man
20 minutes.
are voting for this guy. They're eating the dogs.
Yo, listen. The question was, what do you think the result between Tottenham Hotspurs and West Ham is going to be?
3-0 Spurs.
No,
I
but
think 3-0 Spurs.
okay.
Do you,
Just-
Steph,
just
do you
result.
genuinely
Do you see the problem now? I can't even say
do you genuinely give a fuck?
It's a 3-0
Does this
3-0
game matter to our title charge in any way, Steph? Do we give a fuck?
Yeah,
After
because
all that.
I hate Spurs, so I want them to lose.
Why do you hate Spurs, Steph?
Because when I was
This is
in
a mess.
in high school, there was this one Spurs fan who I don't know, for some reason, had this incredible. Incredible. No, I'm not lying. He had this incredible confidence about Spurs, and it used to piss me off all the time. So ever since then, I've always wanted to see them lose.
Wait, where are you from exactly?
Bulgaria.
Do you live there?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely no Spurs fan there.
No. I didn't go to high school here. I didn't go to high school here.
So he's right. He's right. Then he's right. Yeah, he's right.
Yeah, but I went to a British school, guys. So it was full of Brits, different, Man United fans, Arsenal fans.
Wait, you went to school over here?
No. Dubai, and then in my last few years, Kuwait.
So wait, you're telling me there's so over in Dubai, this English school was signed. You got
He was like, there was like two Spurs fans. I remember in my school. Most were either Arsenal.
For this guy, for you to
United,
support Arsenal and you to hate Spurs, the reason you hate Spurs, this guy must have took your gal, bro.
No, he was just fucking annoying, Cass. He was just annoying. He was, and it would piss me off how confident and delusional he was. Like, he would say Spurs are gonna win a cup.
He probably thinks the same thing about you.
What's wrong with saying
Maybe,
Spurs
yeah,
are going to win the cup?
but I
Nonsense! They've never fucking won a cup. What do you mean?
They have won a cup.
Haven't they?
Oh, you know what that's like? You know what that's like saying, Toon? I'm gonna get Meg the Stallion because we're both alive. We all know that's bullshit. It's not happening.
But
really a catch,
that's why I would get so pissed off. I'll be like, "How do you have this confidence? We're gonna win for sure." And I'm like,
why can't they dream? So your whole problem with Spurs fans is that they dare to dream. The whole motto is to dare.
It's like when Donald Trump.
I'll tell
You guys
you.
are dream catchers.
I'll give a 1 minute reply to two.
Let's give our predictions already.
I
This
despise
is mad.
You know what?
I don't know what's going on.
I was gonna dip, but I'll do the. I've done my thumbnails for tomorrow already.
Okay.
So I appreciate it.
Predictions for West Ham Spurs. I'm gonna go 3-2 Spurs.
After all that, bro.
Can you imagine? What is your prediction, please?
My prediction is that tomorrow is Ten Hag's last.
Yeah.
That's not what I answer.
That's your hope. That's your dream, Yoms. That's your dream.
Oh, sorry. So you was asking about Spurs West Ham.
Yeah,
honestly speaking, Ash,
I know.
I've cared more about
I
pens.
know
That
you
I've
don't
lost.
care, but I want to know your prediction.
All right.
YouTube right now.
I think
That's special.
2-1. Why not?
2-1 who?
Spurs.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Glad
2-1.
That's nice to know.
that we
Right.
got there.
That's free. That's free so far. Cass. What's
Yo.
your prediction?
I'm gonna say.
Where's that?
I'm actually gonna say 3-1 Spurs. You know, I think this is a bounce back for you lot. I don't believe West Ham are. They're just shit. And you know what? You know what makes it worse? We're gonna if Ten Hag don't get sacked by Saturday, we got them coming up soon. So they're gonna collect 3 points off us, and someone's gonna clip it up. So look at you lot, you're just as bad. We don't care, man. I don't care what anyone says about United, honestly. On my own channel, imagine this shit. Sorry to go on a little small. I made a channel, yeah, my own channel now, yeah. Just focus heavily on United. I said I said to them, everyone that knew of it, I'm not gonna make a United channel until it's positive again, because I don't like being a negative fan, and I try to, even when I'm negative, I try to be as balanced as possible to provide argument no matter what. I've made 9 videos. I think they will be negative.
I knew it.
It's just like I hate it. I can't stand it. Fucking bald cranium prick, man.
So, yeah.
FaZe, what is
I hate him, man.
prediction? What is your prediction, bro?
8 at 3, 11.
Doing a research,
prediction?
doing a
So
research.
I'm going to say
Of
11,
current form.
11 to West Ham, because if they get 3 points and they're 8, that gives them 11 points. And Tottenham 13 if they get, so 13, 11 Spurs.
Okay, cool.
No, serious.
So he's going 2-0. He's going 2-0.
2-0 Spurs. We'll go 2-0 Spurs.
A clean sheet? No chance.
They don't even want you to dream, Spurs fans. This is how much they hate you, bro.
No, see, I'm gonna explain, because Toon thinks I'm
no,
not
it's
allowing
okay.
people.
You ain't got to say, bro. After all of that,
I agree with
No,
you.
no,
Whatever
it's
you
not
say,
about. It's not about dreaming.
But I agree. It doesn't matter. I agree.
That's
it's not
childish
about
of you,
dreaming.
look.
It's
That's
not about
childish.
dreaming.
That's childish.
I'm saying, look, after all of this,
That's like,
it's almost like
I'm
a
4
while.
foot. I'm saying I'm going to be 6 foot tomorrow. You can dream. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Like, we've
It's
all
not about
confirmed-
dreaming. It's not about dreaming phase. It's the fact that Spurs have 5-6 good games. Basuma's better than Declan.
Because Arsenal have never done that. Arsenal fans have never done that. They've never
Arsenal
overrated
fans are
their
the opposite.
players. They've never
Arsenal fans are
overrated
the
their
opposite.
team.
We're
They're
always
so
negative.
measured in their approach
always
to
negative.
Arsenal. They're always so measured
But
in how they talk about Arsenal's
I'm
aspirations.
not Arsenal advocate, yeah. But I've never seen an Arsenal manager come out and say, yeah, the fans are shit, players are shit. I've never seen it.
Well, Conte one of them.
It needed to be said. It needed to be said. If your
Or
own
wait,
fans are cheering the opposition team or just staying silent,
Yeah, it's mad still.
Okay,
gotta say
Toon. If
Let's go with the bees.
bees.
Listen,
Brentford, Man United. Oh gosh, we're gonna be here for another hour.
This is gonna be good.
Man United therapy session, bro.
bless you.
Where is that? That's at where is that?
Old
That
Trafford.
Yeah.
No, you don't go in that, man. You don't go in that, man.
Hey, can I just say my prediction easy? Yeah, 3-0 Brentford.
That's
Ah,
what you
come
want.
on, guys. You're not losing
That's
3-0.
what you want.
I'm going 2.
Do you know how many Birmingham might play against Johnny Evans? You know.
Yeah, bro. I hear it.
Johnny Evans is good, man. Johnny
No,
Evans is
I
good
know.
player.
If it helps your judgment, there's no Cobby, there's no Agate. The Cobby's out for 4 weeks.
What's wrong with Agate?
Yeah, he got
Agate's
got
just
injured.
come back from South America.
He got injured,
So he
yeah.
ain't gonna play.
On a bus.
Ahmad might not be fit. He may be fit. Garnacho may not be fit as well. Who else is there? Lissandro Martinez
Rashford.
might not play as well. There you go. He might not play. Mazraoui's out. Molasses only just come back. Shaw's
Mazraoui's
back
out
for
as
another
well.
week.
Yeah, Brentford.
So there you go. So
but Cass, Brentford have just as many key players injured too, man.
it doesn't matter. We shit.
Oh, it's still playing, man.
Let's face it. It don't even matter if our players worth it.
Yeah. But you know what?
It don't even matter.
So
It don't
we
even
can-
matter if our players
So
worth it.
we're gonna have a
It doesn't
back line.
matter.
We're gonna have a back line of Delo, probably at left back, Johnny Evans, Maguire, and Lindelof. and Casemiro and Eriksen's going to
Maguire
be.
was injured as well.
What's in
Maguire's
Oh
injured.
wait,
Maguire's out. Maguire's out.
Casemiro centre back, run it. Run it.
Hey, these Man United fans seem drunk, you know, like
Hey, I
their team.
won't celebrate Brentford scoring, but I'll watch it because that's my punishment for wanting my own team to lose. That's the way I do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind United losing, right? And it's
Stop
crazy
it.
that I say
Stop
that.
it,
But
Jan.
I guess I'm one of those
calling
shit fans.
Ange out for calling the fans out.
I guess I'm one of those shit fans that Ange was talking
It's
about.
fans like Yoms why that wanted Ten Hag in the first place and why he's still in the job.
Oh, here we go.
You know, don't put that on me.
And look where we are now.
They just had
This is what we call toxic blind positivity. Don't actually get you nowhere. Like Ty, the guy who's on this channel, technically, same shit. It's just boring, man. These lot are Ollie sympathists. That's what I call them. They're the same lot that want Ten Hag in.
Cass, did they not just have a international break that was the perfect time to sack him? They could have sacked him right now.
I like right
Don't
now.
pull that on
I'm
me.
saying it right now. Glazers 2.0. I'm 50% of the way there.
No, actually, the Glazers were more decisive back
No,
then.
it wasn't because Ollie would have got sacked in the international break when away from Watford, and we got smashed 5-0. I believe it was.
Okay, yeah, that's true. But if some of the decision making, I've been super disappointed in Radcliffe. Like,
You know what it is? I think they're just trying to save face, man.
how can you have a meeting for 7 hours, then the leaks being not
He
decided?
said Ferguson.
Yeah, okay, but
Do you know how awful that is, by the way? You know how awful that. You
That's
know what?
insane.
I get like the timing is
The optics is crazy.
so poor.
The optics
timing-
is crazy.
To be honest, I do think that they just know
I think
who
it's
they want. I think they want the Porto manager. I think they know who they want, and
Who?
they're basically saying
Also, who's the Porto
Sporting,
manager?
you mean? The
Who?
Sporting.
sporting manager.
Amarim.
I think that's who they want. I think they know who they want, and whoever they want is not available. And I think that they think that putting Van Nistelrooy in now
Oh
as
my
an interim,
God.
it
I
would be
think
a bad decision.
Yeah. I think that's the case as well. Otherwise, they would have went with the interim.
Guys, if I was,
I guarantee our manager will probably end up being the one. Aaron obviously wants away from Sporting, anyways. That's kind of known by now. He's been flirting with other clubs for time.
We just hope City don't want
Our
him.
manager is
If
probably going to
City
be the
want
one.
Amarim, it's done.
It's going to be the one that probably smashes us on Saturday. It's probably going to be Thomas Frank that gets the job.
honestly, I was just about to say, for me, if I was Man United,
I want Thomas Frank.
Same. If I was Man United, I would
Wait,
go for
hold on. What do you mean same?
No, in terms of
It's well for you guys.
not in a bad way. Not in a bad way, but
You're
for
a Man
me,
United fan. Is that what you used to support, yeah?
no, but for me, he is the best. He is, in my opinion, the most underrated coach.
Thank you. I think that's the case as well. I like
European football.
I wouldn't take Thomas
Well,
Frank.
I wouldn't say European because he ain't played in Europe.
No, but in terms of what he has done with Brentford, the budget that he has, and what he has been.
Who
able
would you
to
go for, Yoms? By the way, would you go for the back three or would you go for the?
I would go for, in terms of manager.
Yeah, would you go for the back three or would you opt for the back four and what Thomas Frank's doing now?
I wouldn't take Thomas Frank. He wouldn't be my first. I'll take Thomas Frank, but it wouldn't be my first choice.
Who's your first choice? Amarim. The data says Amarim should be the manager.
I would take Amarim.
Before you go to like Amarim,
why is Amarim a guy who has no Premier League experience?
Right, staying on that, Stefan. Staying on that tune. Right, listen. Who's your top 5
This could be a
managers currently taking out Pep? I just want to know, everyone. Who's your top 5 managers? Who's your top 5 managers in the Premier League
right now?
right now?
But not Pep. Not allowed to say Pep.
That's not allowed. Take Pep out of it.
5 other managers.
Why though? That's like when man used to play Street Fighter and say you're not allowed to do Hadoukens.
So
why take out Pep?
Because Pep, it doesn't make it.
It's obvious. Arteta is one. I would like to say Emery is another one, but he plays a certain brand that I don't like.
One, Emery 2. Go on.
Frank.
Thomas Frank has got
right now. It's looking like. Wait, Thomas Frank is the top 5 manager in the league right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Top 5
Premier League doesn't have great managers right now.
I would say right now, if anyone's proving anything, then it goes to Slot probably.
What?
7
games.
Yeah, but even before this, Feyenoord in Europe were actually quite good for what Feyenoord were capable of doing anyways. Like, they weren't sad. They swear they got to a final as well. Like, or whatever. think he lost against Roma. Like he's not bad. Like he's not as crap as what people make him out to be. In it, even Amrim didn't get that far. Actually, if I remember, Amrim got beat by Gasparini's team then, but the year before got beat by Feyenoord, if I'm correct.
No. Feyenoord got to the final of the Conference League and lost, and then they got to the
Something like that,
semi-final
anyway.
of the Europa, but lost to Bayer Leverkusen.
It's just, yeah, I think
I know why Ash
it's
said no. Ash said no, Pep, because he wanted Ange to fit into the 5.
What the fuck? It's got nothing to do with Ange. The hell's that?
I don't know. Maybe Frank is a top 5 manager. I like Frank. I think he changes the way. I think one, he's got the personality, and 2, he changes his style 3 times at Brentford. By the way, one without Tony, his first season with Tony, which was more reserved,
Brilliant
back
coach.
5, and then now he's gone a bit more expansive. And you know what? You know what I like about him? He's not a bitch. Like Brighton's managers are not bitches. It don't matter who the team is, they're going to give him a good go, because the best way of defense is attacking, not defending. And I like that. And you know, he's got good, as I said, he's very animated. United, all the top coaches in the world all have animated personalities. Ten Hag is like listening to a flipping brick wall, mate. And same tones, monotone, low it, dipped cranium, crap, dropped as a baby, on his head, done, man. Brainiac, white mega mind with no ideas.
Yeah, I went for like more longevity, but there are, aside of that,
Crap.
I would have chosen the Brighton manager and Slot. But in terms of longevity, Umari, Eddie Howe, Antonio
Yeah,
Silva,
Hal's got to be in there.
Antonio Silva, Nottingham Forest manager. I forgot his name. Nottingham Forest
Nuno?
manager.
Nuno.
Yeah,
You're putting Nuno there?
Uno, and who's my 5th guy?
Did you put Eddie Howe top 4?
Arteta.
Did you put Eddie Howe top 5 managers?
Outside of Pep,
Oh, outside. Whatever, man.
Okay, for me, it's
you got 5 better managers than Eddie Howe right now.
In the Premier League is devoid of good managers at the moment. Let's be
No, it
real.
doesn't matter. I just want to know who the top 5
You
is.
just want to fit Pep and Ange in there.
For me,
It
top
doesn't matter about Ange either. Go on.
No, for me, top 5, I would put in terms of value, pound for pound, Thomas Frank. Because he has one of the lowest budgets, he consistently overachieves based on the league.
Is that down to the structure?
So that's what I'm saying. That's clubs of good structure.
Okay. Yeah, but Thomas Frank puts them in a position to succeed. He develops.
I think so.
He develops players really well. Look at the development.
Yeah, we're not saying he doesn't. We're saying that he's in an environment, in a structure where he's able to do that.
Okay, yeah, maybe you're right, but I still really
That all plays into why you think he's good.
No, but I also see the way how pragmatic he is, how tactically good he is in terms of the way he changes.
Everybody thought Potter was good until he went to Chelsea, where there was no structure.
I mean, I didn't think he was.
I mean, Arsenal have a good structure, right?
They have a great structure. Yeah.
Okay, so
Arteta built that structure. He was part of building that structure. That's why I give him the kudos for that.
Yeah. I would put also another pound for pound. I agree with Toon. Eddie Howe for me, what he has done in Newcastle and at Bournemouth. People really, for some reason, do not talk about what Eddie Howe did. What Eddie Howe did at Bournemouth.
He's the top manager. That's what I know.
Yeah, Eddie Howe for me is the top manager.
I mean, Sean Dyche kept Burnley into Europe. Don't talk about that.
Let's see, but for me, what he has done in terms of the way he has rebuilt Newcastle, for me, has been incredible. Then third, I'm gonna put Emery. Because Emery,
you think Eddie Howe is a better manager than Emery?
No, I'm not. There's no guys. This isn't a rank. This is a ranking. He's 5. Then it's Emery for me because Emery to get Villa into the Champions League, an amazing achievement for the club after, how many 20, 30 plus years. Fourth is I'm gonna put our coach. I think the way Arteta has transformed Arsenal. Whether it's, I know he hasn't won.
Just give us your name, man.
I know he hasn't won a league title, but the way we recruit now, the players that want to come to Arsenal, that's all down to him. And then my 5th choice, and this is going to be a little bit controversial. I really rate him. I think he's the most underrated coach in the league.
Gary McKenna.
Gary O'Neill.
Marco Silva from Fulham.
Oh, Fulham.
I said that. Yeah.
I honestly think nobody talks about him. The way he has consistently.
I just talked about.
It's what he did at Everton. I think.
No. In terms of the media, the media too.
Oh yeah.
The media never talks about him as like a top candidate.
It's a small club.
Yeah, that's why.
He's not, I mean, the
that's why.
Bournemouth coach is at a smaller club, but everybody raves about him, even though
Who?
Marcus Silva has done
Who's raving on
just
about
as
him?
much as him.
Eddie Howe. Oh, Areola. Sorry, Areola.
Areola, yeah.
Areola.
Yeah, so for me, I really rate Marcus Silva also. So yeah, those are my top 5 with no rank outside of Pep.
Oh, anyways, sorry. Tangent. Is any other scores to predict?
It was going to be the Liverpool Chelsea. So no
Hold
one.
on, what's Man United Brentford scoreline prediction? So you guys,
2-1.
2-1 Man United.
Don't you dare. Even you don't believe it. Even
That's
you don't
got
believe it.
another draw written all over it.
At all? No, I'll go 2-1.
Guys, you're Man United. It's at Old Trafford. It's gonna be a 2-1 shit win. With
I think Brentford are better than Tottenham. I don't care if you beat them either.
2-2 for me.
Where
That's
does
what I
this come
said
from?
too.
I don't understand.
2-2.
With all United's injuries, you still reckon they come out with a draw?
Yeah.
I reckon we come out with
No,
a
I
draw.
thought that's
I'm
what
gonna
you
go
want.
for a win cast. I'm gonna go for a United win 2-1 Man United.
Yeah, you
Please.
know, you want Ten Hag to stay in the job, man.
Of course I do, man. Of course
God,
I do.
no.
You lot don't believe
No.
it, man.
God, no. Please.
Hey, FaZe, what do you reckon, man? United, Brentford.
Mid-table clash, please. Yeah.
Fucking hell.
I know it's tough, isn't it? It's tough.
I gotta go with my boy Ten Hag, man. He's got 2 trophies, 2 trophies in 2 years, and all that matters, man. He'll pull it out. Trust me. Pause.
Technically, the top 5 managers.
He is.
He is.
Outside
He
of
is.
my number 1, obviously, I'm gonna go. I'm not allowed to say Pep, so I'm gonna go get Guardiola.
Well done.
I want to
And
say
then,
10 I don't want to stop fire.
We'll ignore that one.
And then based on the numbers, it's got to be Ten Hag.
Oh my god.
This is why we're still employed, by the way. There's actual people at home that believe this, and this is the reason why he's here. Outside of Pep, he's the second most successful. That's why he's here.
Listen, Fergie didn't win anything, and then won the FA Cup. And then after that, look what happened.
Stop. We're not comparing this to 1986. Stop. Allow it.
What I'm saying is managers need at least 5 years, Cass.
With inflation, though, with inflation, it's a lot less.
Managers need at least 5 years.
No, they don't.
Hey, Youngs, just for the signing of Anthony, he should be sacked. Like, just for that signing.
Oh, that doesn't work, because just for the signing of
Jesus,
for the signing of Pepe, you man didn't get.
Arteta didn't sign Pepe.
I know.
Vieira. How about that? Vieira. Signing Vieira. How about that?
Bobby Vieira for 28 million?
Listen, Fergie signed Jemba. It's cool.
But we could do that back then. It didn't matter. We're still gonna win.
All right, you see what I'm saying?
Who's the next prediction?
Oh, good. He named them twice.
Liverpool, Chelsea.
Oh, 3-0 Liverpool. I think we predicted that one already.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, we did. I didn't. Yeah, boy, that's
Okay.
it.
No, what do you mean Newcastle are playing?
Oh yeah, Newcastle.
Oh yeah, Newcastle.
Who are you guys playing?
We're playing Brighton at St James's.
Oh,
That's gonna be a good match.
That's going to be a hell of a game.
I sense a
quickly,
Newcastle
before you
win.
go to, am I the only one who rates Brighton here? Because I know it's
They're amazing.
No,
Great club. Great club.
Can I
I
mention?
think they're better than Spurs, you know.
Oh gosh, why are Spurs getting kicked today? Like honestly,
Because they just beat them, Toon. They just came
Listen,
back from two.
because like their manager said, they're shit. Players are shit.
And not disrespectful to Spurs, because Spurs will do top 6 guaranteed this season.
Guaranteed?
But I see Brighton doing better than that for some. I just appreciate
Villa?
the
Six then. Who's your top 6, Face? Who's your top 6? Who's your top 6?
I don't know. Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool.
Oh, Arsenal second. Okay, Liverpool. Go on.
No, this ain't even
Okay.
order.
Come on, Face. Have some
Arsenal.
confidence. We're gonna win the league. We're gonna win the league. Come on.
I said that the last 2 years, and look. So I'm not doing it for the third. Like an idiot.
Don't lie, Chinks. Don't lie, Chinks. You said that for at least 15 years on the bounce. Why are you trying?
That's crazy. That's crazy. You must think I'm pro Ange. You're taking the piss.
I have to give it to Arsenal fans. You guys have gone from next season to this season, so I'll give you. I'll take that. G-Man always used to say we'll win it next year, But now you're saying we're winning this
That's
year.
what a Liverpool fan said. I don't remember Arsenal fans saying that.
No, Arsenal fans was next year FC, bro.
Liverpool said they're winning the treble every year.
Oh yeah, quadruple, treble, everything. Fucking
No, it's grace period. It's a grace period season. Goodness gracious.
no. They're better than Man City and Arsenal in some
I'm just
areas.
gonna put it out there and say I think Liverpool win the league this year. I'm just gonna say it.
Go on.
I think they will.
There's no Liverpool fans here anyway. They're not to shut you down.
Yeah.
So yeah.
When Chelsea end up somehow winning it at Anfield, we're gonna put them in a different conversation.
I completely agree with Cass. I completely agree with this.
What you think Chelsea are gonna do Liverpool?
I hope Chelsea win the league.
You think Chelsea
You hope,
win the
or
league?
you think?
I hope they do.
Okay.
Okay.
Bro, look at this man's posture. He's half asleep. There's no way he thinks Chelsea are gonna win the league.
If Chelsea beat Liverpool, then Liverpool are not in my books for winning the league no more. So that's that. That's how much it can change in just one fixture. That means that's 2 league losses.
Guys, don't forget. Last season, Liverpool led the league by 5 points in February and finished 9 points.
Oh yeah, if you see Liverpool's fixture list, they got Man City coming up.
They've got a night. Their next 8 games are like some nightmare.
Arsenal got a bit of a nightmare run too. So, but Arsenal more likely to come out on top in that run. So
No, Arsenal have a run of 3 games that's quite shitty. 3 away games.
I guess who's got the easiest fixture out of all of them? Just have a
Man
wild
United.
guess. Man City.
Oh man. Let's see, man. Let's see.
No Rodri.
Rodri is out.
They'll be top. But no Rodri.
Give us your
I
prediction.
disagree. Did you watch them against Fulham? I don't know how they won that game.
Yeah.
Wait, just to go over phase, your prediction for Liverpool, Chelsea. What was that again?
Bro, I have no idea. I don't know what none of these teams fucking do. I don't know
It's
if
probably gonna be 2. It's probably gonna be 2-2, man.
this is a deciding game for me. I
Anfield,
think
man.
because they're
Chelsea's
both
not
in
that good.
at new parts of their process and their system. I don't know whose it's opposition you've played what makes you look good. I don't know if the players fully believe in the system. So I think this, like, not as extreme as what Cass said. Whoever wins this game is going to win the league. But whoever wins this game, I have more faith in what they're doing.
If Liverpool win this, I think they have them as strong title contenders for me because then it just debunks that playing a good team and they succeed.
But what are, because I had a discussion with Gokes in the group about this. What are title contenders? How far down into the league?
Right now, I think it's just right now. I think the obvious candidates are City and Arsenal. Then there's the outside a lot which you can push in there. The most likely one to push towards is probably Liverpool, but it's because the way they play. I don't think top teams are going to like it when they set away from home.
No, but you know what? Because this is what I try to do with Gokes. Because he's like, yeah, we're in a title challenge. And I'm like, yeah, on the first game of the season, so we're Ipswich. So how far down into the game 30, game 35? If a man drop out after 20 games, you're not a title contender.
I'd say because Arsenal, because I'm going to put City there anyways. Arsenal, Liverpool, even Chelsea to a certain degree, they got quite a hard fixture run. I'll say the next 7 to 10 fixtures will shape up how the league's gonna be for me, and then you can kind of say early who's gonna be in a title race.
We don't cast. I disagree with you. Arsenal
got a really nice run at the back end of next season, by the way.
Yeah, but that's my point. Arsenal have played their most difficult game.
Look at your runs.
They're playing them
You're
now.
a difficult game. Yeah, he's right. Anyway, sorry.
So we've played 7 games, add 8 to that. So if you stay within around the top 4 after 15 games, the season can be considered.
I think it'll be considered quite. Yeah, I think it will be. It will shape up quite quick this year. Not gonna lie.
By January, you see. By January, you normally see.
Yeah, I think before, and even in December, we're gonna see who's gonna really be in it.
Exactly.
I think City will finish 3rd this year.
I hope so. I need the arrogance to piss off, bro.
I think Rodri's gonna be. I think Rodri will be
I live with one.
miss for them. I think Rodri will be a huge miss for them.
Who's ahead of them?
Liverpool and Arsenal.
No, Arsenal on goal. I think goal difference we're ahead of them.
I think Man City without Rodri will still finish above Liverpool.
I hope Rodri recovers and earns his money, but I hope he don't come back the same in it.
I don't.
Guys,
if you look at City's record with Rodri and without Rodri, it's chalk and cheese.
Yeah, I hope he don't come back the same. I hope it gets worse. I want him to earn his money as he will. He's got a contract, but I don't want him to be as good anymore.
Okay, but let's be honest though.
Aaron Ramsey, I don't give a shit.
Nah,
Yeah,
man.
but
I
Liverpool
wish him
guys,
to come back healthy and well. I don't wish that. That's
That's,
Yeah,
that's
I got a
wicked.
jet, yeah.
I want him to come back, but just on the
Take care,
point.
Yoms.
Yeah, Yoms.
Yeah.
So Newcastle Brighton, by the way,
Yeah,
and we can
Newcastle
end.
Brighton.
Wait, where is it? Where is it? By the way,
Oh,
in
Newcastle Brighton.
Newcastle.
actually, I'm gonna say this. Watch this. I'm no joke. Is that Newcastle?
Yeah.
4-0.
To who?
Yeah, I
Against
kind of
Brighton.
agree.
Newcastle gonna wipe them. You think you can play a high line against them, man? Good luck.
I agree with this.
I don't like the way Brighton play. I think they've been getting results, and I don't like their performances. Well, Newcastle are going to smoke them. Watch.
No, Newcastle's strengths are everything that's needed to expose Brighton. From what I've watched them, their high line is you were playing a high line with Lewis fucking Dunk. Honestly, he's one of the shittest defenders I've ever watched in the Premier League. He's terrible. So yeah, I'm gonna go for 4-2 Newcastle. I think Newcastle will concede because Brighton are good going forward. At least.
Brighton have lost one fucking game this season.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you got to look at their games.
Look at the games. They're not playing
Man
as
United should have battered them. To be fair, they should have cooked them. Even Tottenham, they just got away with that one. Who's the other ones? They straight. Everton could have beat them.
Arsenal.
in the first 60 minutes. They couldn't
Arsenal.
line in the end. That was Everton, by the way. Arsenal, I'd say they got a little bit lucky, but at the same time, I did like their determination. Or even when Arsenal had 11 men, Brighton still looked quite good, anyways. But if they had 11 men, I think they would have lost that game. I think Brighton have been getting away with it personally.
No, and this is me talking. One of my bold predictions was that Brighton are going to get into the top 4. So I'm really high on Brighton on their
Me too.
window.
What?
Yeah, I'm really high on Brighton. So I don't know, like the way they've been playing with that high line. I watched them against Spurs in that first half, and I was thinking to myself, like, what are you doing? It's like, and he didn't.
Don't
win.
get me wrong. I want Newcastle to lose. I get to put Specs in prison. So
No, they're at St. James's Park. They've got really fast players against the super high line. I think it's perfect.
yeah, man. Even Almiron would have fun against the high line.
You know,
Ain't
there's
shit.
more respect for the Seagulls, you know.
Yeah, fuck that. And you got to think that travel from Brighton to Newcastle is long journey.
Take the plane, innit? You take the plane. I always say the plane when I go to Newcastle. I always say the plane.
Yeah, it's that far.
Yeah, I don't know if these lot take planes. I don't know if they still coach it or not. But even if it is plane, you're still having heavy legs on the plane, man. When you get off, no matter what.
I just want to ask: did you guys watch Brighton against Chelsea?
Yeah.
What the fuck was that? Did you
What
guys
happened?
like Brighton were the better team in terms of on the ball, but the amount of times,
Against Chelsea,
yeah, they were in terms of.
Playing out the back.
No, I'm not saying.
Chelsea gave them all their goals.
Oh yeah, but in terms of the way Chelsea got at them was just the ball over the top. That was it. That was all of their tactic, and Brighton continued to play with that suicidal high line against players that were far faster than them, and they're gonna do the same against
I've
Newcastle.
got anime to watch, so you know what I mean. A little bit. There's not to be rude. I'm tired and I don't want to come off without the predictions, isn't it? I'm
Go
actually
on, FaZe. What's your prediction?
Yeah. You say everything right though, Stefan. Though I agree with you.
Guys, send me in the private what anime you're watching.
Right now, I can't even think. Right now, I'm actually knackered, blood.
Go on, FaZe. What's your prediction?
2-2.
I got.
Okay. Stefan, what's your prediction?
4-2 Newcastle.
Wow, some heavy duty score lines.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for Newcastle as well. You know, fuck it, because you're right, man. That high line, the way they're open, it's gonna be a high scoring game. 3-2. I'll go for Newcastle, but Newcastle haven't really been
Underwhelming at the moment.
underwhelming. But I still give it to Newcastle. You need to click into gear at some point. I think this will be a good time.
Yeah, I'll go 3-1.
Final game.
3-1
Arsenal
Newcastle.
Bournemouth, the biggest game of the weekend.
Is it at Bournemouth or at Arsenal?
Bournemouth. That's at Bournemouth.
3-2 Arsenal. It's going to be a tight game.
You're going to concede 2 goals.
Yeah,
3-1. 3-1 Arsenal.
That's a good point, actually. It's a very good point.
I don't think I'll concede 2. 3-1. Even 3-0, to be fair.
Yeah. I can see that. I can. Yeah. 3-0. 3-0 Arsenal. I'll go back on my word on that one.
I'm going to go 2-0. 2-0 Arsenal.
FaZe?
Arsenal, Bournemouth.
1-0 Bournemouth.
We're going to lose to Bournemouth?
Who?
He said it right. Go on, Cass.
Who?
Arsenal Bournemouth. Arsenal Bournemouth.
3-0.
Cool. All right, cool. Guys, on that note, we're gonna done the dance, man. We're gonna finish because everyone's knackered, isn't it?
Big up to the chat.
Big up to the chat each every time. Big up to you, man, on the panel. Anything to plug before I get out of here?
Yeah.
No, let's get out of here.
So from Toon Tactics TV, we just did a show yesterday. So do check it out. I forgot the name of the show, which is crazy. But yeah, do check it out. I've also doing the tactical breakdown for Brighton game today. It's 8:30 p.m. So do look out for that, guys. Live stream.
Cool. Anyone else? Any final words? Nope. Cool, man. I'm going to end the broadcast. Guys, big up. As I said before the chat, please like and share on the way out. Peace. Peace.